Hello, everyone, and welcome back to the Knights of the Dawn podcast, where we talk about everything Brennan Mole. My name is Megan.
And I'm Jessica.
And today we'll be continuing on our discussion of Book 5 of Fablehaven, Keys to the Demon Prison. And today we'll be discussing chapters 15 through 18.
Yeah, we are into the thick of it.
Yes, very much.
Yeah, so message in a bottle ending with flight.
Yeah. So we're back to Seth's perspective after...
Sad
I
Seth.
mean, the first sentence describes it. His promise to Coulter helped pull Seth back from the brink of total emotional collapse.
Which, I mean, valid.
Yeah.
He needed it. Without any...
It's
without
what's
the
keeping
hope,
him together.
Yeah, without the hope of Patton maybe pulling some crazy plan out of his hat, they got nothing.
Yeah.
Whole lot of Jack and a whole lot of Squat.
Yep.
But it really is. It's just that one faint gleam ray of hope that maybe we can get out of this that keeps Seth going.
It's so sad. Because it's
Sad
like,
Seth.
we just went back to Bracken and Kendra, but...
Had some jokes,
But
some
yeah,
levity.
but like, this is like right after Coulter died. Like, this is basically like right back into it.
And I love how Hugo just sums it up in two words. Bad demon.
Bad demon.
Seth is like, I messed up. I didn't see it coming. How could I have been so blind? Hugo's just like, bad demon.
And then he's like, how are we so blind? Like you said, the golem said nothing. A big hand patted Seth on the shoulder consolingly.
And I love that nobody, like, to a certain extent, people blamed Seth for capturing the ferry, for opening up the window.
Yeah.
Like, to a certain extent, people were like, why'd you do those things? Like, they never really laid the blame on him, but whenever they'd be like, who messed this up?
Who are we not going to trust with other things?
Who are we staring at when we lecture about the warnings for the Hall of Dread?
Yeah.
Like, there's a reason.
Yeah.
But in this, I feel like with this mess up, I feel like the blame is never really put solely on Seth. It's just like he
was hardcore manipulated.
Mm-hmm.
Also, like, I feel like there's a situation where someone messes up so badly that you feel so terrible for them that you just, you can't get mad at them for it because, like, it's, like, everyone knows you messed up so badly.
Mm-hmm.
Like, it's just better to not bring it up and to just try and fix it, basically.
Yeah, and even later on in his message, Patton even says, if I had known what you knew and been as innocent as you were, I probably would have made the same choice.
That's the thing. We got to remember Seth is like 13.
Mm-hmm. And he said it in the previous chapter. He thought he knew he thought like he had this relationship. Graulus had made him a shadow charmer. All of these things. He thought he could count on this demon because he had a relationship that nobody else could really understand. You just don't get it, Mom. He gets me. Like, it's prime time, like,
I mean,
teenage,
not quite like that.
I know. But it's like he understands me in a way you never will.
But it's in a more, like, naive way of, like, trusting that the demon just, like, won't do something because, I don't know.
Yeah.
It's hard to understand, but it's also, like, not hard to understand at the same time.
Yeah. He's just a kid, and nobody's going to blame him for being a kid, especially when the first thing he does after he messes up is he says, I'm going to fix it.
Yeah.
And that is Seth's greatest quality for me.
Mm-hmm.
Like, he's like, I get knocked down, I get up again. You ain't never going to keep me down. And he just goes and he says, I messed up. Well, I'm going to own up to it, and I'm going to fix it. It's
the Burgess and Sorensen way. Like, both of them, you know?
And the Larson.
True. That's true. I forgot the Larsons are alive, and we can talk about them now, and we know what they've been doing.
Yes, it's a very liberating thing. But yeah, so Seth manages to collect himself. He's like, all right, let's go kick some demon butt. And then Stingbolt Kendra pops out of the ruins, out of the rubble.
Forgot she was still alive because she's been in the quiet box until just barely. They put Vanessa in the quiet box.
Yeah, because we haven't talked about her since about the same time last book. Because this is the same Stingbolt that Kendra used during her escape.
Yes.
From Torina's Act 1 of book 4.
Book 4. Yeah.
And so she's just been chilling in the quiet box because it prolonged her existence.
I think the sting bulb has the Guinness World Record for longest life of sting bulbs.
Probably,
it's been like
honestly.
4 months.
Something like that. And she's just been chilling. And she's like, she doesn't even mind being in the quiet box. She's just like, yeah, it prolongs my existence.
Like, it's kind of like back when I was a fruit. I'm like, okay. Interesting. And Seth, it's got to be hard because he's like, it's like Kendra, but like not Kendra. He remembers that, but it's also just weird. It's just like, there's my sister, but like not my sister.
And nowhere is that more apparent when they're looking at the body of Coulter.
Coulter, yeah.
Where Seth's like, he asks the sting bulb, are you sad? Like, do you remember like how much we care? Like, what does this make you feel? And she's just like, I'm sorry I couldn't prevent it because I'm supposed to serve you and your family. And I remember having feelings for this person in that I cared for him as a friend and a mentor. But other than that, it's just...
She's like, I know that Kendra would feel sad, but I don't feel the same way that Kendra would.
Because at the end of the day, she's just a fruit.
She's just a fruit. And she offers to help him as much as she can, but her leg is still injured from crashing into the gate way back when. And so she's not too much help, but she offers to watch over Coulter's body, you know. And she's also about to die, too.
She's like, yeah, I got like 12 hours max.
Yeah.
So let's, like, imagine Seth having to watch his sister die.
Oh, my gosh.
Again.
Yeah. Let's not.
I can imagine they're like, let's not do that again. Seth does not need more trauma, and Kendra does not need any more headstones. All right.
She also does say that the dungeon seems to be in good shape, which is good.
Thank
of relief.
Heavens.
We don't need another crisis
Count
on top
your
of this
freaking
one.
Blessings.
Yeah. Thank goodness. Decides that they'll come back to Vanessa later. So,
because even if the recommendation is to free Vanessa according to Coulter, they're like, hold off on it.
Might as well go see what Patton says first. So Hugo takes Coulter and the sting bulb back down to the dungeon. And then comes back, and I forgot, like, Seth also mentions that, like, the barn is still on fire. I was like, oh, yeah.
It's like
it's also still the middle of the night.
Yeah, it's just crumbling behind him. You can feel the heat.
Yeah.
The only other thing they pause to grab is, of course, the emergency kit.
The emergency kit.
That's seriously like Seth's security blanket.
Yeah.
It's like, he's like, if I got this, I'll be okay.
Except it's not a cereal box anymore. But
we've upgraded.
Yeah.
It's no longer a baby blanket. It's now like a weighted, like wormed blanket, electric blanket.
It's a satchel. So yeah, they retrieve his emergency kit from upstairs.
Missed opportunity for Kendra to never ever call it a man purse.
It's a satchel. What is that from?
I don't know.
It's like a movie or something.
I know.
It's
it is.
Is a satchel. Does Sokka say something like that? It feels like something Sokka would say. I don't think it is.
No, I think it's just that he has a bag. He just wants the bag.
No, but there's definitely, it's a movie or a TV show where someone's like, it's a satchel.
I know it is. It's something.
Wait, oh my gosh, what is it?
Wait, is it Percy Jackson?
When?
They get the Iris. They visit the store with Iris and Son of Neptune, and she gives him a satchel full of like the organic jerky, and Percy's just like, great, I get to carry around a rainbow purse.
Maybe.
That's what's hitting me, but I feel like there is another.
I thought it was like a movie or something, like something on like the screen, not a book.
I feel like there is another one too. I don't know. It'll come to me in the next 48 hours.
Yeah.
Okay, so
if anyone knows what we're talking about or trying to remember, please let us know, because it's gonna drive me crazy.
It'll get there for me too. Anyways, so
he grabs his emergency kit and then he's like, "Wait, what about Dale?" Which is, we discussed this last time, but
we went into
I'm glad he eventually remembered Dale was there and he wouldn't go on a mission. You know?
Without at least confirming that Dale is alive.
Yeah. So he's like, Hugo, where's Dale? And Hugo, I guess, has this, like, special ability to, like, see people in his brain.
Yeah.
If they're close enough. And he sees that Dale's at the safe room in the stables, like we talked about last time.
You couldn't at least let him come to the house and be like, I'll watch Coulter's body. Come on. Like,
Nope.
I feel like that would have been a good, powerful scene. He could have been there for Seth in a way that Hugo, in all of his amazingness, quite can't.
I honestly don't know why. Maybe once the safe room is closed, if you open it again, you, like, can't close it again? I don't know. With, like, redoing... Because the safe room magic, Hugo says it will stay, protected even though the treaty's gone.
Which I wonder if it just has a really powerful artifact or power source, similar to, like, Grunhold, the centaur safe haven is purported to have similar protections just because it has the unicorn horn.
Yes.
As its main battery.
Well, and we know it does because it did in the Shadow Plague.
Yeah. I don't know.
Yeah.
Probably just doesn't want to take the risk.
Dell's just there, like we talked about.
I wonder what his plan was for, like, if the food ran out or if, like, the safe room failed or... Because, I mean, he's got to know that if Fablehaven has fallen, that means that almost everybody's probably captured.
Literally, like, worst case scenario has happened.
Like, he should have at least gone looking for Coulter, but I digress.
I don't know.
Because he knew Coulter was the only other person here.
Yeah, that's what I'm saying. Like, I don't know what he would have done, but I feel like he should have.
Just gone and comforted Seth. I think he could have been a good comfort for Seth.
Really just stay there for weeks on end?
I don't know.
He's not in the book again.
Anyways, moving on. They grab the emergency kit / man purse / satchel, and off they go. But not before we run into our old friends, Newell and Doran.
And they're like, wait, Seth? You're alive? Well, who was it that believed and who didn't believe? It was Doran.
Doran believed. Newell did not believe.
Yeah. And Newell's like, I knew they were faking it. And Doran's like, wait, you're alive?
Actually, here it says, you're all right. Doran yelled, I knew it. So Doran says it. And then Newell's just what's happening. So I think they probably convinced Newell later on that Seth was in fact captured on April 2nd instead of April 1st. And then
it's been a few days.
But they were just like, he's going to be all right. He's going to pull through.
But then all of a sudden he pops up and they're like, wait,
it's what? Like Bridge 4 believing in Kaladin. They're like, he'll pull through. He always does.
So yeah, running Newell and Doran. Seth is like, okay, I got the translocator, escaped the society, but I healed Grawless. Grawless took all the artifacts and left and destroyed the foundational treaty. And they're like, okay.
We're in rough shape then.
Wow.
Well.
And also they're going to go open Zizix.
And so, of course, the satyrs are immediately like, well, good to see you're alive. We've got women and children to evacuate. Wink, wink.
And Seth is like, okay, hold on there. I need help.
They're like, great, go talk to, you got a nice Gollum here. Your sister's probably out there somewhere. You're fine. You're fine. And Seth, I love Seth's clincher. Like, I feel like we can compare, like, a lot of people will define different kinds of maturity and emotional and intelligence. Mm-hmm. Like, there's intellectual intelligence. There's emotional intelligence. Seth has street smarts.
Oh, yeah.
Hands down.
Yeah, because Newell and Doran are like, well, now that there's not a treaty, we could go see a movie, maybe. And Seth's like, how about you help me save the world, actually?
They won't let goats in, guys. Let's just be honest here. And the elite proposal is, of course, well, if the world ends, you know that television will stop, right? And I love how Newell and Doran just freeze. Like they're literally walking away and then they just freeze. Because they're like, crap, he's right. And
they're like, what about reruns? And Seth is like, well, there won't be a guy to put on the reruns if the world is ending. And they're like, oh.
You're right.
That's a good point.
And what's worse, they already know that the centaurs are probably going to be running the place. And
centaurs are jerks.
Centaurs are jerks. The one truth Seth knows.
The universal truth.
The universal truth that even Bracken can acknowledge.
Bracken agrees with.
Centaurs are jerks.
So Seth offers them a generator.
In such a suave way, too.
Yeah. He's like, you just have a portable little TV, but imagine if you helped me, I would gift you a generator with a new flat screen and a DVD player, and it would be the best setup you could even imagine, you know, for the price of helping me save the world.
The last major portion of the barn collapsed, a fiery wave breaking on a blazing shore. Newell folded his arms. A gas generator needs a supply of gasoline. 200 gallons, Seth promised.
they're in the negotiating stage.
They're just standing in front of like
Newell. It says Newell was unreadable.
That was so cinematic. Just imagine in the background, you just see the barn collapse, and Newell's just standing in front with his arms crossed, hearing it, and he's like, "We need gas." Seth's like, "Done."
He's like, "Well, speaking of fire, you know." So apparently, the 200 gallons was a good price because they spit on it and shake hands. Like how it says, Newell grinned. You just acquired a crack commando backup unit. Yes, because you're so helpful and reliable.
Yeah.
And Seth sums it up perfectly. He says, the crack commando backup unit, who might abandon me at any time, Seth said. But in which you won't have to spend your life savings on entertainment equipment, Doran added.
Which is why you have the right to bail.
Yeah. But if they bail, they don't get the prize.
No goodies.
They have to go with him to the ends of the earth.
Nothing ventured, nothing gained.
Amen.
I love how Newell and Doran just keep, like, needling themselves about it even after they've made the decision.
Yeah.
Like, Doran's like, Seth did save you from the shadow plague. And Newell's like, don't remind me. I already agreed to help him, and I already like him, and I wouldn't do it anyways. Like, come on.
I love how Doran's like, sounds like you're already investing in the cause.
Enough chit-chat. Shaking a fist at Doran.
I assume the dirt man can get you to the manor without our help. The dirt man.
And of course, they need to go off and get some gear.
Yeah.
Which Seth is rightfully suspicious of.
He's like, what is this gonna mean? Is it gonna be good gear, or is it gonna be like food?
Or the belching frog.
Or the belching frog. Yeah.
And then, of course, Newell, as they walk away, Doran says, we'll meet you at the manor, which then Newell follows up with, don't take it personally if we never show.
I mean,
accurate.
who would be surprised? So, yeah.
Fair. All right, so
off to the manor they go.
Where we meet an old friend from 2 books ago? Most recent sighting?
He helped Seth get into Grunhold. Nero.
You're right. I don't know why I thought that was book 3 for some reason.
Well, first of all, Hugo stops and he's like, wait, troll inside, looting, 2 goblin guards. So Hugo takes care of the goblins.
Very effectively.
Very effectively. He like chucks them into the woods. It's reminiscent of the pumpkin that he threw into the woods in book 1.
And Hugo even pantomimes the bouncing and spinning across the yard. I love his growing sentience. He's so precious.
Funny.
So yeah. And then the familiar face emerges, and it is in fact Nero.
Yep. Who is already, like, the preserve's been down for like an hour?
Max.
Maybe? Yeah. And he's already pilfering and pillaging.
Yeah, like it describes his loot as...
He moves fast.
Like he's got bags of silver candlesticks and cutlery and other loose treasures. And Seth's just like, come on, dude, really? You couldn't hold yourself back for 5 minutes. Come on.
Uh-huh. And Seth has he's very good at bluffing in this moment because
again, it's the street smarts.
He convinces Nero that he is working with Grawless and that Grawless has claimed the manor and the house, and that if he wants to pilfer, he should bring it up with Grawless, basically, like using like the name and authority of Grawless to make it so
throwing it around.
Yeah, he doesn't do it, and Nero's
brilliantly.
Like, it is brilliant. He does it really well, and he convinces him, and Nero's like, "Oh, I knew this was too good to be true."
No such thing as a free lunch, especially when a golem's involved.
Mm-hmm.
So, yeah, Seth. I love the moment where he like walks into the house like all confident with Hugo right behind him, and the second he just like leans over like, is he gone? And as soon as Hugo says yes, he's like, okay, so glad that worked. Let's get moving.
Yeah.
Like, and even had Hugo go as far as chucking him
Yeah,
after
he
his
does.
guards.
It's true. He does
Which,
chuck Nero
to be
out,
fair,
too.
he lands safely. He apparently is part flying squirrel, but
Yeah.
like still, Seth's like, okay, gotta keep it straight. Gotta go.
Mm-hmm.
So they head downstairs.
There's a fireplace where he says the line, "Everybody loves a show off."
Basically, everybody loves Patton.
Yeah.
And
Opens a little door, well, the back of the fireplace turns to dust. And there's like a little room or passageway.
They find the room full with several chests, a bed, a desk, a safe, camping gear, stacked crates, a few barrels, and a large table covered with maps. And on one of the tables, or on the table, a green corked bottle that catches Seth's eye due to the large white label on it with Seth written in bold letters.
Yeah.
Thank you, Patton. Otherwise, I don't know if I would have been able to find it. It's like one of those things where it's just like, I don't know what I'm looking for, and if doesn't have my name on it in bright red, flashing, I'm probably going to glance right over it.
Yeah, see it. And there's a note on it that says, "The contents of this bottle are meant only for Seth Sorensen." So he takes out his handy-dandy pocket knife.
From his handy-dandy emergency kit.
Yeah, unscrews the cork, and there's this, like, mist, gas, like a gaseous potion or something that comes out into the shape of Patton.
Old, wrinkled, and semi-transparent, which makes me sad. If only this was peak Patton.
Yeah.
Prime Patton.
This is Patton and, like, 90-something years old.
So they establish the connection, and Patton immediately explains, hey, this is what I understand of the situation. It's not your fault. Like, seriously, the man spends 2 pages in my book copy just assuring Seth that it's okay.
What?
That he messed up, but it's not as bad as it looks, and that they're going to figure this out, and it's okay. Coulter was okay. You're okay.
I love this little, like, talk that Patton has about choices.
Mm-hmm.
It's so good. Like this one right here. In my opinion, good choices are not always safe choices. Many worthy choices involve risk. Some require courage. You elected to heal Grawless. Seth, I believe that had I been in your shoes with what you acknowledge, like you were saying, I would have done the same thing. I imagine you thought you were easing the departure of Grawless from this world. The demon had aided you in the past, and you were granting him what seemed a small favor. Had you known to anticipate what might happen, it would have been a poor choice indeed. But I've molded over, and I understand your decision. So did Coulter. Making mistakes is part of learning to choose well. No way around it. Choices are thrust upon us, and we don't always get things right. Even postponing or avoiding a decision can become a choice that carries heavy consequences. Mistakes can be painful. Sometimes they cause irrevocable harm, but welcome to Earth. Poor choices are part of growing up and part of life. You will make bad choices, and you will be affected by the poor choices of others. We must arise above such things. He just knocked it out of the park with that. Like, wise old Patton.
He has learned and seen some stuff, and from that, he can pull out some beautiful gems of wisdom, such as this.
He does make a good point, which we've already kind of seen, in that he says that, like, the Sphinx didn't calculate your decisions into his chess game.
For sure. He's like, Seth, like, you messed up. This was a bad decision, and it led to a horrible thing. But you also did something that was completely unexpected and is going to throw off the Sphinx's plan. If Seth had not done this, the Sphinx had it in the bag.
Yeah.
He would have been able to get into Fablehaven, get the chronometer, and open up Zizix with hardly any problems whatsoever. Because Seth threw the wild card out there, he is now free. Demon is now in control of the society, and the Sphinx has now turned into a reluctant ally.
Yeah.
Which has led to Warren, Kendra, and Bracken all now being free to also work to help prevent the calamity that is coming.
Exactly. I mean, the Knights of the Dawn have to deal with the variables of Grawless and Nagi Luna taking over the society, but so does the Sphinx.
Mm-hmm.
And that is such a huge thing that really, like, changes the dynamic.
Like, honestly, if you think about it, like, with Coulter's life, like, they traded Coulter's life for a chance. And I think that's why in this message, when Patton is saying, like, is talking about Coulter and how he took the thoughts about his future demise like a man, it's because he knew that because of this, because of what had happened and his death, they were going to stand a chance in a way that they couldn't before. Of course, Patton still got a patent. I could have simply written this message, but I figured you could use the company, even if it was just an illusion. In addition, candidly, I have too much time on my hands these days. Creating this gaseous monologue was an engaging proposition.
Yeah, he's too old to go adventuring, so he's got a lot of time.
Mm-hmm.
Sorry, go ahead.
I was just gonna bring up the next paragraph. It mentions, like, he starts his like touchy-feely monologue, and he describes, like any thinking man, I have tried to figure out the meaning of my existence. Closest I've ever come is deciding that the purpose of life must be to learn to make wise choices. I believe that, and I try to live by that. And that's when he goes into talking about good and bad choices that you read just now. But I definitely see a pattern in a lot of Brandon Mull's works, because he does this very similar thing in, I think, Beyonders. Does any of the characters pursue the purpose of life at any point? I can't remember.
A little bit. I feel like Jason and Farron talk about kind of deeper stuff sometimes.
Get into like the meaning of friendship and
kind of Drake.
Connection.
Yeah, more like friendship and connection.
Oh, and Drake
stuff.
especially too.
And Drake too.
No, you're totally right with Drake.
They all talk about kind of deeper stuff. It comes up a lot in Five Kingdoms.
I can think of two distinct moments.
What's his face?
Aeronomatron?
Like 4. Oh, that too.
That's the first time it comes up. And
when
I think what's his name?
When Cole is having his little heart-to-heart with
Daedalus.
I almost said Daedalus.
Daedalus is Percy Jackson.
It's Percy Jackson, but his name is very close.
Well, I mean, it makes sense. Yeah. He's also an architect of a very large project. But Daedalus, yes, one of the founders of the entire...
Because Cole is literally like, what is the meaning of life? It's like one of his questions.
Like, whenever he meets an all-knowing entity, which frankly happens a lot, he poses the question.
True.
Like, he meets the supercomputer, he meets the founder of the entire world, he meets the Torabors, which are basically gods. There's
this other quote after, like, talking about, like, consequences and, like, choices and learning from choices, where Patton says, the gaseous Patton gave a little smile. Your family is trapped. Your enemies are on the move. The world is on the brink of destruction. I suggest that you save it.
That is, if that's not used for the freaking trailer of the movie, like, just like the background.
That would be a good trailer.
The background, like, vocals just being like, your family is trapped, shows like a image of them running away from like
dramatic. It is dramatic,
but like sliding through the tunnels and of the dungeon of Living Mirage.
Wait,
your enemies on the move, showing Graulus emerging from his cave in all of his splendor. The world is on the brink of destruction. The opening of the dungeon of Zizix dramatically, while they just have like the line of the Knights of the Dawn prepared to receive them. I suggest that you save it and having Patton's like appear and show up, and then showing Seth like rising to the occasion. Dude, that's the trailer!
Wait, Jessica,
this is the trailer!
I see the vision, and that is awesome. Because
hire me! I'm available! I will make myself available. I'll
make myself available. For free. I'll do it in my free time.
Girl, I can hear the swelling
like
music.
That would actually work so well. Because, that would work so well.
It would be perfect.
Oh my gosh. It's not going to be like that, but that would be amazing.
I could even see like a little grin from Seth.
That feels like an Avengers movie.
It does. Like, I can see the shots in my mind's eye. I want them so badly.
That's actually sick. I mean, it gave Seth goosebumps. It would give everyone else goosebumps.
It's a tingling thrill. Let's go.
Also, it's such a Patton mindset to be like,
100%.
The world is ending. I suggest you save it. Because it'd be something he would say. He'd be like, the world is ending. I'm going to go save it. You know? Like,
what else is there to do?
What else is to do other than jump? When jumping is the sole option, you jump.
And he even says it again.
It's
or something
his
in a similar
philosophy.
He says it in a similar thing. I only knew you for a short while, Seth, but I was impressed. You are my kind of person. When guys like us make mistakes, we clean up the mess. Same thing. When jumping's the sole option, you jump. When you make the mess, you clean it up. World is on the brink of destruction. The world is on the brink of destruction. Let's go save it.
And it's not like a cheesy let's go save the world. It's like a cocky confidence of like, we've accomplished things in the past. We can do things. Yeah, like we can do it, basically. Like we can put our all.
I can just like imagine Pat like watching from like the afterlife being like, yeah, that's my boy.
Yeah, he's like pointing at like Seth, that's my son, Warren. That's my son. Like, it's not my son, but basically.
That is my double. That is my clone.
What's the word? I take credit for that.
I condone their behavior.
They're like that because of me.
And then, of course, Lena's right next to him being like, yes, and I could take care of the only common sense in the family. Kendra's mine. True.
Yeah, that's true. If Warren and Seth are Patton's, Kendra is definitely Lena's. So
that was like, I remember I read the line and I had that same image and I was just like, that is a trailer right there. I need it.
That's actually sick though. Like I would have never thought of it like that, but it works well. Cause I was like, that's an awesome quote. And you just made it like way more epic.
You're welcome, world.
Oh, we just needed to actually
get an edit that we could actually like match to that. Or actually get a movie that's also ideal.
Yeah.
Angel Studios, we are available for consultation.
Yeah. We haven't heard anything about it.
Yeah,
I don't know
I'm worried.
if there's anything actually going on. I checked the Instagram earlier today and there's literally nothing. I checked the website, there's nothing. It's supposed to come out next year.
Harry Potter movies were recorded, edited, and released within a year's time. Those were huge projects. They were filmed in summers.
Don't get me started on this again. I've already talked about this. Shows take too long for not enough content.
But this is a movie. Come on, just give it to us, people.
Yeah. So Patton goes into his
motivational speech.
Well, his stuff. No. His things to like his ideas to save the world.
His checklist of like do this.
Like
his to-do list.
If I were still alive and in your time, this is what I would do.
It's honestly crazy to think about, like, Patton's, like, giving him this, like, laundry list of, like, here's some ideas, some suggestions, knowing that he's going to be dead in, like, the next 12 months.
Yeah, that's true.
Like, this man is as close to his deathbed as, like, and he knows that.
Yeah, he knows he's going to die.
And all he can do, really, is just give them as much of a chance as possible.
If anyone's lived life to the fullest, it's definitely Patton.
Yeah, he's, like, honestly, low-key kind of living vicariously through Seth right now. He's just like, hey, if I were you,
he's like, hey,
what I do.
And if you win, use the chronometer and come tell me your stories or something. So basically, Patton is like, okay, you're going to need a weapon. So I say you should think big.
Or go home.
You should go after...
But home is gone, so you gotta go big.
Yeah, exactly. You should go after this sword called Vasilis, the sword of light and darkness. The most fatal blade of which I am aware. Remember the name, Vasilis.
I just also love that, how down-to-earth Patton is. He's like, okay, if I were you, consider the artifacts lost, and just go with the assumption that this Zizix is going to open.
Yeah.
And Seth's just like, okay. And that's when he goes into, in order to stay alive underneath the Horde, that's when you're going to need Vasilis. Say it to yourself, Vasilis.
The way you just said that made me think of the Lion King when they're like, Mufasa, ooh. Say it again. Mufasa.
Mufasa. Ooh. Tingly. Mufasa, Mufasa, Mufasa. Yeah.
It's kind of like the reaction you expect when you say Vasilis, even though Seth doesn't really know what Vasilis is. But he's like, I just love that Patton's like, I sought Vasilis once, but I figured it was better to just leave it where it was.
I didn't really need it.
I didn't need it. I could have, but I didn't.
I'm good enough without a fancy magic
I'm already
sword.
the greatest adventurer in the world.
No need to go out.
Yeah.
Go out of my way.
So he's like, okay, so to find Vasilis, you got to go to these people called the Singing Sisters. And your grandparents would have my head if they knew that I was telling you to do this, because they are extremely dangerous. But you don't really have any options. So you'll find them in Missouri, of all places.
Mm-hmm. And I also find it funny that, like, this is, like, the one avenue that Patton never really explored when it came to finding Vasilis. He was just like, if I had to, that's where I'd go.
Yeah.
It's really like, he's just like, hey, here's my laundry list of things I didn't quite get done when I was alive. Like, I didn't get Vasilis. I wasn't a shadow charmer, so I couldn't negotiate directly with Lady Luck.
It's true.
What else does he say?
I mean, it is impressive. He does say he's been to the Singing Sisters 3 times, which is crazy.
Mm-hmm.
Because the Singing Sisters, he says, you can't really do anything to prepare. Just know that you have to negotiate with them. And if you don't, you'll die. Like, if they don't like your negotiation, then you won't leave alive. But
there will always be a price, and and he says,
always
and it is
due.
always steep.
Yes. So
No pressure.
it really makes me wonder what situations Patton went 3 times to the sisters, and what his deals were.
Maybe he went for the Dragon's Bane.
Ah, that's a good point.
He went for the Dragon's Bane to kill Ranticus.
That's
then
quite possible.
The price was potion ingredients. Like, we know Tanu goes cuckoo for Cocoa Puffs over a dead dragon, over like those kinds of ingredients. Maybe he was like, I will offer you whatever, like, your pick of the leavings after Ranticus dies.
That's a good point.
If I had to guess, I'd say that's 1. Because he says that Dragon's Bane is almost impossible to procure, and that even just getting the poison itself was extremely difficult. And didn't he say it nearly killed him?
I don't remember. You know, I hope this is something that is explored in
the Patton
series that will
Please
come
do
eventually.
it, Brandon. You better be doing it. We're counting on you.
He's busy still.
I'm still counting on it.
Yeah. So yeah. Find Vasilis. To find Vasilis, you got to go to the Singing Sisters. Once you get Vasilis, you should go to Sorreless Isle, where the demon prison is. And to get there, you have to go on a ghost ship called the Lady Luck.
From North Carolina.
Yep.
And in order to get the boat, of course, now we need to go catch a leprechaun, because he has the certain bell, whistle, and music box. And I just Patton was so confident in the difficulties of like overcoming the different creatures of Fablehaven. He was like, okay, so Athera's gonna guard the chronometer, Cormac's gonna guard the bells and the whistles. Let's see, the centaurs can have the unicorn horn.
It is actually crazy how many important things Patton put on the Fablehaven Preserve for everything to work out.
Mm-hmm. And
he was such a planner.
He even says about the bottle itself, he's like, hopefully, like, this message will have been preserved over the past 150 years by Athera until, like, the last year or so. But at that point,
no one would have found it.
The odds are against your favor.
Well, I mean, the fact that no one pilfered and took anything from the manor until the treaty was down.
Yeah.
I mean, Athera wasn't there anymore.
And honestly, it makes me wonder how did he get the bottle to the manor house?
I was wondering that too.
The man was like 90-something years old. And he sent
one of his nephews or something. I don't know.
Maybe,
it's like Warren's great-grandfather.
Maybe he sent Lena. Maybe he sent Lena.
Yeah,
Lena could get in there on a festival night.
Yeah, what are we saying? Lena.
Yeah, Lena's got it. She's still in her...
Lena definitely has it.
Lena's in her,
She's
late
still
20s?
in her prime.
In late 20s at this point? In her maturity?
Something like that. I don't know.
Physically?
Yeah.
Yeah, Lena's probably got it.
Oh, yeah.
And she's like, honey, who's Seth? Not important.
You'll find... I wonder at what point she realized who Seth and Kendra were and was like, aha, You're the ones that Patton was talking about.
So
I don't know how.
So you're the reincarnation of my husband.
You know, she saw it when Warren was like,
oh, you know it,
starting to get in with the knights and stuff. She's like, oh
they,
my gosh.
They grew up on the preserve.
Yeah.
Like this one practically probably like helped raise these kids.
Oh my gosh.
And she's like, oh wait, so Warren's the second coming of Patton. Seth is the third coming.
Basically, they're both reincarnations of him.
Yeah, Warren's 2.0, Seth's 2.5.
And also, he's like,
when he gets to maturity, I'll call him 3.0.
There we go. He's also like, okay, people you'll have there. You'll have Hugo. With my recent conversations with your grandparents, I suggest that you get Vanessa out of the quiet box to help with you. I have these keys to the dungeon for you so that you can get some undead help with race to protect the things at the preserve, because the treaty's probably gone. Like, he literally thought of everything.
And more than that, to help get him practice, because of course Lady Luck, the boat that they need to get the Shoreless Isle, is run by undead spirits that Seth, being a shadow charmer, can communicate with, even though Patton used a
necromancer.
Not a necroblix. Narcoblix. No, not wait, what's Lich? What's Mr. Lich?
A Viviblix?
Viviblix. Yeah, not a Viviblix. Necromancer. I feel like I thought there was a difference. I didn't know that there was a difference, but
I think Viviblixes are more like zombies. And some wraiths, but
yes.
I don't know. Necromancer also makes sense.
Who knows? Alright, so but he's like, you can negotiate directly, and you'll need some practice. Go release some terrifyingly powerful wraiths. But make sure you take Vanessa with you.
Yeah.
But safely. Take Vanessa.
Can you imagine Seth like telling his grandparents later, so this is what Patton told me that I should do?
It's so good.
His grandparents are like, oh my gosh.
It's so probably would have used the chronometer again to go be like, what were you thinking?
Why did you tell him to do that? He's also like, if you really need, you can also seek out Agid at Wormroost. Few people know that he was one of the wizards who helped create Zizix, so he would definitely be interested in keeping them in there.
And it's just like, all the secrets, all of the things are just coming to light. Like, the Sphinx is spilling his guts. Patton's just like, well, I know this. Here's all the information.
Patton's like, we got nothing to lose.
Even's like, okay, I've got all the coordinates and instructions down in the letter. He is gift wrapping Seth's last hope in a beautiful package.
Man, what would we ever do without Patton?
We would be dead.
Yeah.
So dead.
It would have been long done. Everything would have been over.
Like, honestly, I think of the number of times the Sphinx must have cursed Patton's name. Maybe I should change that short. Patton does something 100 years ago, the Sphinx finding out.
Gosh dang it. This guy already thought of this. Is this guy smarter than me? Like,
I would say yes.
Honestly, yeah.
Like, he does.
It's a good thing Patton is, like, courageous, brave, and smart.
Like, the man is a genius. The fact that he's able to go toe-to-toe with the Sphinx, who has hundreds of years, if not 1,000 of experience.
We never even met.
They'd met. Briefly. I want to say he'd met him once or twice.
I swear he said he'd never met him.
Does he? I'll go with what you're saying. I thought he said he's met him, but
I thought he said he'd heard of him.
Maybe he says he knows of him. Yes, no, you're right.
Doesn't he say, like, what I wouldn't give to have met him? Or something like that.
I think he says his movements are even more...
Because, like, he'd heard of him.
During my time.
But, like,
I think that's what he says.
He'd never met him.
All right.
And, of course...
What I wouldn't give to be a fly on the wall if they did meet, though. Just like, I know what you are. And you know who I am, but you don't know how much I know. Just Patton being able to be crazy. Like, just being able to be like, I know exactly how big of a piece of crap you are.
Okay, but that depends on what time.
Well, yeah, probably I'm saying, like, if it's in, like, his 50s.
Yeah.
I don't know.
Time travel is confusing. Anyway.
Time travel. All right, so like he gives him so many options that he doesn't even end up needing that I forgot about, honestly.
Yeah, he's like, when you go to the swamp?
The Grim Marsh.
Yeah.
Which I don't think we'd ever heard about. He's like, that's where you can conscript some liches.
He's also like, hopefully the walkway's in good repair.
And I'm just like just the amount of preparedness Patton put into this, and he was just like, he knows he has to do everything he can to make sure that Seth A can do this, and B, that he feels like he can do this
and has the resources to like succeed.
Because I mean, if I'm Seth, I'm like, but what if I can't get into the dungeon? What if I can't find a wraith in there? And Patton's like, all good, just go get a lich.
But you know, the great thing is that Patton, because he knows Seth from before, he knows that Seth would be willing to try these things too, which I love, because you could suggest like the Singing Sisters to someone like Kendra, and I don't know if she would. She would probably go try for something else first.
Yeah, it would be her last case.
But that's
scenario.
Seth's like, you know what? That gives you the best chance. I'm doing it.
Comes highly recommended.
Doesn't matter if
it comes highly recommended.
If it's just insane.
But there goes like the naivety again. Like he doesn't realize quite how insane it is.
That's why he needs Vanessa to tell him.
He's like, Patton's done it 3 times and I got it, no problem.
It's like, if Patton can survive 3 times, I can for sure survive once, right?
No. Release almost not. Barely.
I do, Patton is just the best. He even says, I wish I could do more for you. Please do not obsess over choices you cannot change. Mistakes happen. Learn from the past, but concentrate on the present and the future. Difficulties like I have never faced await you. I don't want to guide you toward harm, but when the world is about to end, the only real option is to save it.
When the jumping is the sole option,
you jump. Again and again. It's a very consistent character.
It is his philosophy. It is his life's philosophy. A little thing that I appreciate because I would feel so overwhelmed.
Yeah.
This message will repeat if you uncork the bottle again. It will only play for you. Good luck.
That is very nice, because I'd be like, wait, what did you say? What was all that? Say that again, please.
Was it the Humming Brothers or the Singing Sisters?
I have the memory of Dory, like.
And Seth just has to sit down. Like, he's just like, okay.
He's overwhelmed.
We got stuff to do. Because, like, and he even says, like, for some reason, it was one thing to tell himself he was going to try and save the world, but quite another to receive the assignment from Patton, as if everything really did depend on him. Too much. But Patton, as always, was right. Safe choices are gone. Jumping's our sole option. And at least we've got a decent landing area.
A roadmap to follow.
Yeah.
Somewhat.
Mm-hmm. So we're just going to take it one step at a time. I just finished Oathbringer. What is the most important step a man can take?
It's always the next one.
Always the next step, Dalinar. Oh man, every time it gets
always the next one.
Always the next step.
So,
I hate Moash.
Seth and Hugo leave, and Seth is like, okay, as much as it's gonna hurt, I really need to talk to Bracken.
He's put that off, I think, twice in this one chapter.
He's like, he will have some advice. I need to pass on the information.
He's got to tell him.
So I have to contact him.
Because at this point, he doesn't know that Bracken Kendra has met Kendra or that they've reunited with Warren and that they're out.
Yeah, he doesn't know that Bracken is with his sister and his cousin. Like
for him, it's just him having to call and say, "Hey, I screwed up.
Yeah, here's what happened,
and I got a friend killed.
I need help. I need advice, basically."
And boy, do they have some. Some surprise for you.
Well, that's the end of that chapter.
Yeah, on this chapter ships. Wow.
Well, that was all happening.
Yes.
Back to Bracken, Warren, and Kendra.
In chapter 16, the sealed shrine. Gee, I wonder where we're going this chapter. So near the top.
They're on their way out of the prison.
And Bracken just grabs Kendra, and she's like, and very similar times, he's like, "Hey, your brother is contacting me." And Kendra, to her credit, does not notice beyond the normal that she's being touched by a unicorn. A very attractive unicorn avatar.
She's kind of more focused on the fact that Seth is contacting Bracken. She's like, oh, what is going on? Basically.
Good on her. She's keeping her priorities straight. Good job.
I mean, it would be hard to focus.
And so Bracken's talking, and he has to deliver the news. And he says because they know that he was used and that Growlithe has arrived with the artifacts without Seth. And he's devastated by how Nagi Luna used him to free Growlithe. The sentiment comes through in more than his words. Like we established in one of the previous chapters that Bracken doesn't just sense what Seth sends to him. He can like kind of sense it's overlying emotions.
Similar to like the Fairy Queen.
Yeah. And then he has to deliver the blow. Your friend Coulter has perished.
Sorry, and immediately Warren says no, reflexively rejecting the news.
Just no. No.
Says no. That can't be true. That can't be right. My condolences. But Seth seems certain, Bracken said. He feels tremendous guilt, potentially enough to break him. I'm telling him that he was used, tricked, and that there's nothing that can be done about it. Kendra tried to choke back her tears. How could Coulter be gone? He was supposed to be safe back at Fablehaven. Warren watched Bracken expectantly. Seth says Growlithe destroyed the foundational treaty of Fablehaven. And they're just like learning all of this.
It's just a fire hose coming at him, and Warren's just like he says no, and he immediately goes into complete business mode. He hears that the foundational treaty is gone. He's like, Seth needs to get out of there.
Yeah,
because like he can't do anything. He's I feel so bad for Warren.
Yeah, Warren is like, like his whole thing has always been protect Kendra and Seth.
He's just like he wants to protect them. He wants to protect everybody. And he immediately hears that one of his friends is gone and that Seth is in immediate danger.
Literally, one's there.
He's in the middle of a kill zone, basically, with a bunch of creatures that would be perfectly willing to eat him.
It is interesting that Brandon didn't take a second to talk about Dale. With Warren, his brother? He forgot about him. He forgot to have Warren ask about Dale.
Just 2 lines. 2 lines would have been plenty.
Just for Dale.
Right. Just 2 lines.
It's funny, but Warren it's also kind of sad.
It's so depressing. 2 lines. Warren could have just been like, what about Dale? And
is Dale safe? That's all he had to say.
Is Dale safe? And
my brother is there. Dale.
My brother, Dale, is he okay? And 2 lines later, Bracken hesitated for a moment. Seth says he's in a safe house in the stables. He should be fine.
And Warren's like, okay.
And then we can move on.
And then we move on.
We can move on. So
exactly.
Like 3 lines. That's all we need.
Your face when I brought that up, you were like,
It's because you're totally right.
It's because his brother. I forget sometimes that Warren and Dale are brothers.
You know who wouldn't have forgotten? Dale would not have forgotten to check on Warren. Oh, no. It would have been the first thing he asked.
That's the thing. I also feel like Warren shouldn't have forgotten about Dale. Doesn't not like him.
Maybe he trusts Dale to get out of...
I mean, he is the big brother.
He trusts Dale to not go in the horror haunted house and find a safe room.
It's true. I mean, the person with the most sense on the preserve is definitely Dale.
Hands down.
Dale got between the brothers, Dale got all the common sense and all of the aversion to danger, other than still living in the preserve. And Warren got everything all the rest of the Burgess.
Every other Burgess gene.
Basically, Warren is the Burgess, Dale is whatever their other grandparent is. But yeah, I was like, why doesn't he ask about Dale?
It would have taken 2 sentences.
Because he just heard Coulter died, and now he's like, is Dale okay? I don't know.
Okay. Now, directors, producers, scriptwriters. This is a great example of how you could adjust the story to fit the audience. if you want to develop Warren as a good, caring character, what you should do here is you should probably have him mention, hey, what about my brother?
Yeah,
I will now end my TED Talk.
It feels like a plot hole a little bit.
You don't, like, I didn't
not
think
like
about
a plot hole, but like a character hole.
It's like for me personally, like, you could probably tell I'd never thought about that until you mentioned it. And
I never thought about it either.
And I imagine most people will just skip up because at this moment, like, there are so many things happening. Like, again, they're drinking from a fire hose.
It's because we're doing a deep dive. I never thought of it before, but now I'm like, feels kind of like a big thing.
And, like, you can understand why Brandon might have forgotten something. Like,
yeah,
he had to write Dale into a safe room so that he could let everybody else do everything they needed to do. It makes sense. I'm not bashing on Brandon.
I'm not either.
I'm just saying this is an improvement that now could be made.
In Warren's character, I feel like if any of your friends or family members are in a place that you know is now dangerous, you're gonna ask if they're safe.
Yeah, I appreciate though that he is trying to look out for Seth as much as possible. He's like, he needs to get out of there.
Yeah.
And at every opportunity heretofore in the next 3 chapters, he's like, just drop me, leave me. I will
literally. No,
I will hold them off.
Always what Warren does. We'll talk about it a bit later, but he's always like, I'm the expendable one. Like,
he's the safety.
He's the guinea pig. He's the, I don't know. It's so funny.
He holds the door.
It is to a fault.
A little bit, yeah.
A little bit? He's the one always getting stabbed or injured or...
When you're yelling at a dragon to drop you at 10,000 feet, there's something to be said about your devotion, but like we admire it, but
it's to a fault.
Bring it down a bit. Bring it down. We need you, Warren. We need you. We could probably use Dale for his common sense, but we also need you, Warren.
Yeah.
All right. So
anyway, Bracken is like, okay, he's getting advice from an ancestor of yours, and he has a plan.
I like that it's still addressed multiple times how messed up Seth is over what happened to Coulter.
Oh, yeah.
Like, even in, like, those last sentences, Bracken says, I can tell he appreciates the support, but he is still wrestling to come to terms with the crisis resulting from that loss. He longs for a way to make restitution. He has put away the coin. Like, Seth is not okay,
nope.
And that's totally understandable okay. So they continue heading up out of the dungeon, and they finally emerge to find a man cow. But not the kind of man cow you're thinking of.
Lamasu? How do you say it?
I say Lamasu. You're the one who listens to it.
Well, I wasn't sure if you would pronounce it differently. They say Lamasu in the audiobook.
Lamasu, I feel like it's tomato. All right. But his name is Halad, so very nice to meet Halad. Or Halad? Halad?
I don't know. I don't even, where is it? I can't even see it.
I don't know. I found it. It's right after it's, his name is the name of the
Halad?
Species.
Halad?
I was saying Halad. I don't know.
Sure. Halad the Lamasu.
And
who is basically enslaved by the Sphinx.
And he's like the exact opposite of a Minotaur. Instead of being a man with the head of a bull, he's a bull with the head of a man.
Oh. So, interesting. Bracken's a little chit-chatty with him.
And I have a joke.
What?
So, the creature spoke in a garbled language. Bracken answered with equally strange speech. Don't worry, Warren whispered to Kendra. The creature spoke again. What is it? Kendra asked in hushed tones. What is it saying? Bracken took her hand, and the garbled words became instantly untangled. The creature was still speaking, and she then proceeds to be able to understand the conversation easily. And I'm just thinking, what Kendra wouldn't give to have Bracken's translations powers be transferred by the same way that Tamaranians do.
Who are Tamaranians?
DC.
I don't know what that is.
Starfire.
How do they do it again? Like kissing?
Yeah.
I haven't watched Teen Titans in a long time.
I want to say it's Tamaranians. I think that's the name of her species. Like, I just get random
I know who Starfire is, yeah.
Yeah, I get random clips, but yeah, like, what Kendra wouldn't give for that to be the method of...
I mean, she already gets to hold his hand.
Yeah.
Okay, we're going too fast. Because they've known each other for, like, 30 minutes, maybe. And we're thinking about how they're friends later, so let's pump the brakes a bit.
All right. I'll stick with the hand holding.
There we go.
All right, so they have a quick little chat. Like the Lamassu is bound by oath to serve the Sphinx and guard this exit on pain of death, but he says, I quote, he is a prisoner guarding a prison. Like, he can't leave, he can't do anything, he hates his job, he hates the, quote, Ethiopian, not the Sphinx.
Yeah, he's like, he's not a Sphinx.
He's not a Sphinx, he's calling the Ethiopian, the man's a fraud. And Bracken's like, by all means, let's brag on him.
Yeah.
And so, but yeah, they eventually emerge from the Lamassu's cavern to see the majesty of living mirage stretching out before them. And is it daytime finally?
I think so. Because it's nighttime where Seth is, so I feel like it's daytime where they are.
Yeah, and they can like see.
I assume it's daytime.
Yeah, we'll say it's daytime.
Well, it says, it's interesting because they're like, well, this preserve is larger than what you would think if you were looking from the outside. Kind of like knapsack on a large scale.
It's much bigger on the inside. For the Doctor Who fans out there.
I also think of the Goblet of Fire, the tent, when Harry walks and he's like, I love magic.
I love magic.
Feet off the table.
Feet off the table.
All right, so Bracken says it's a long, fertile valley runs north to south through living mirage. We're just barely in the northern half of that valley. The sealed shrine lies farther north where the valley narrows. The Sphinx suggested a course that should get us past most patrols and around the most dangerous areas, Warren said. He has wraiths herding the undead out of our route.
How hopeful.
Great.
So at least we don't have to worry about undead. We just have to worry about beyond the ordinary problems of any preserve. So that includes centaurs, hags, imps, regular trolls,
typical Fablehaven
all
fare.
those. We also have Jinn, who, if we recall correctly, is the same manner of creature that turned Grandma into a chicken.
Yep.
When she failed in the negotiations. Various demons, manticores, a chimera.
Demons.
Oh, yeah,
as
demons.
In multiple.
Plural. Steppe giants, sphinxes, river trolls, Sirrushes, and of course, the Simurgh. And I am looking up. Do you got...
How do you spell it?
Sirrushes? Sirrushses. Sirrushes.
Sirrush, D&D. That feels...
That sounds about right. Yeah, I've never heard of that before. And to clarify the last one, the Simurgh, which is known as the Rock, ROC, that we established earlier, a giant predatory bird that hunts elephants, for scale of reference, and is hunting to feed hatchlings. So that's nice. That's just lovely.
Okay, according to this description, it says the Sirrush is a creature with a cat-like scaled torso, forelegs those of a scaled lion, hind legs those of a giant bird or lizard, a long prehensile tail.
It means it can grab things.
A snake-like head at the end of a long neck. Adorning the head are a pair of curled horns, like ram horns, but mounted backward. A short neck crest or dewlap adorns the neck just below the head. Wow. Oh my gosh.
Very, very extravagant.
What does that even look like?
Yeah, no pictures? Just Google it, do anything.
This?
Interesting.
It looks like I don't even know.
Not what I was expecting from that description.
Not what I was expecting either. It's a little different from the description. It looks almost like a lizard with
pointy scales?
Pointy scales and talons and I don't know. Big teeth.
Oh, that's an interesting one. Oh, so
there's some different ones.
I looked it up without the D&D, and it says a mythological hybrid creature from ancient Mesopotamia.
Okay.
A dragon-like animal with a cat's front legs and an eagle's talons. So it kind of gives griffin without the...
I'll try and link some images in the description or something.
Yeah, it kind of gives griffin without the wings.
Or you could just Google it yourself. Either way.
Yeah. Yeah, Sirrush. Sirrush. So.
Interesting.
Cool.
So it comes from Mesopotamia, which is cool since they're in like that area of the world. I like that he's like pulling from like mythology.
Yeah,
that area in the world.
Similar to how we had like brownies and nipsies, which are all different kinds of mythological creatures from across the world. If we're in a Mesopotamian located preserve, let's throw in some Mesopotamian mythological creatures.
A Sirrush, a sphinx. I assume a rock maybe is.
I think it's an Eastern.
Yeah.
At the very least. And then, I mean, if you think about it, like using the language of Akkadian, just little things, which I appreciate. I appreciate them all.
Yeah, it's good detailed.
Yeah, going to Lost Mesa and having like the different monsoons be like important.
No,
ritualistic.
Brandon's really good at. That's something I really appreciate about his world building in Fablehaven, is that wherever they go geographically, he makes the theme of the preserve and like the magical creatures and stuff match it, which is really awesome.
In this book, where we went to the land down under,
we
had the Sasquatch, Australian Sasquatch, Yowie, thank you, and like the other, like the rainbow serpent, things like that. Love it.
Oh yeah, I forgot we looked up the rainbow serpent. That was cool.
Right. So, the Ethiopian / the Sphinx lets them know that a real Sphinx is also waiting in their path.
Yeah.
As long as they get through all the other numerous dangers, the dome covering the fairy shrine is also guarded by a honest to goodness Sphinx.
Yep. And apparently the Sphinx is like, Bracken's got that.
He's like, no problem.
He's been around a while. He knows all the riddles.
Thinking of like a Sphinx's riddles, I always think of Harry Potter book 4. Book 4,
yeah, Goblet of Fire.
Like it's, how does it go? It's like you're trying to think of a specific word. It's like a man who goes and tells only lies. For the second part of the word, the middle of middle, the end of end, and then the sound you make when in the search of that hard to find word. And so it's spy, duh. The letter D, and then
Oh my gosh, that's hard.
Yeah, that one's a tricky one. The fact that Harry manages to get that without Hermione there is astounding. Especially the
what
fact
14-year-old would get that? Like, what the frick?
The fact, I love the way he gets at the end, because he's like, oh wait, that's the sound. And the Sphinx is just like, of course I get this kid.
And like thinking of like riddles.
Yeah, and all of it comes out to a creature I would not want to kiss. Yes, that's what it was. Yes, and he comes out with I think I would want to kiss a spider. If only Ron had gone through it, he would have said spider on instinct.
Why couldn't we follow the butterflies? Courting Chamber Secrets again. It also just makes me think of other like books with like riddles, you know, classic The Hobbit riddles in the dark, or also Battle of the Labyrinth. Again, we're talking about it when they come up to Janus and Annabeth is trying to. Well, also the Sphinx. There's also a Sphinx. Like there's just a bunch of riddles.
What
in the labyrinth
is the square root of 49?
She's like, these aren't riddles.
Standardized testing is the only thing that matters.
But isn't there where they're like talking to like someone else and they actually have to answer a riddle? To like Janus or something?
I don't think Janus gives them a riddle. I think
swear someone gives them a riddle.
I mean,
no, it's like one of them always tells the truth and one of them always lies. And they have to figure it out. Or like,
I don't think so. I don't think they have to go through that with Janus. I think Janus is just being a jerk at all times.
Okay.
All right. So as they're heading towards the fairy shrine. They have to get through what's called the Beckoning Grove because it is the least of 3 evils.
Yeah.
And even then, it's not very good.
Can't go over it, can't go under it, have to go through it.
Yeah. So, yeah, it describes, the Sphinx says specifically, go through the grove because otherwise, to the left, it's a riverbank of river trolls. And Bracken's like, they would consider us extraordinary delicacies. We would be devoured with much ceremony. And I can hear like the mock reverence in his tone right there. And then the other side would be the domain of the Chimera, which is like okay, yeah, that's also certain death.
Yeah.
So death fruit it is.
Woohoo.
So yeah, the fruit itself has a bunch of like terrible properties. Like no one fruit is the same. Some are just harmful, others are lethal. Most are lethal actually. One might liquefy your bones, another might make you a lycanthrope. Third might cause you to burst into flames.
Yeah.
I honestly took a minute to I was like, wait, what's a lycanthrope again? Wait, I'm pretty sure it's just like a werewolf or something like that. Because I'm pretty sure
I have no idea.
I'm pretty sure lycan is wolf, or at least I think it means wolf.
Something about wolf starts with an L, but I don't know if it's lycanthrope or not. It might be. I think something that we missed really fast is Bracken briefly talking about his horns.
Oh, yes, please.
Kendra, well, first of all, he's like, man, I wish I had my horns. And Kendra is like, oh, how did you lose them? And then Bracken kind of hesitates, and then he says, he tells her that the font of immortality is made from his third horn, which we already knew, but Kendra and Warren didn't know. At least Kendra didn't know. And then she's like, so how old are you?
How old are you?
And
17.
How long have you been 17?
300?
Saying. Oh, well, his answer is a little vague. He says, among unicorns, I'm still considered young. I've walked many roads. I have seen much, but I still feel young. Like fairies, unicorns are youthful beings.
And I think that just leads back into the same point that we've talked about, or that Brandon's talked about when without interactions with humanity, magical creatures, they don't mature, they don't change.
Yeah. He said he lost his second horn to the Sphinx when he captured him. And
the first is just in the ether.
He gave his first horn as a gift. That's what he says. He says he can feel them, but he can't get them back easily.
But they house much of his power. He can't get into his avatar. He's stuck in his avatar without them.
It's like a shadow of his former self.
But even then, he still reiterates, I don't care that I don't have my third horn. It was worth it. He says, I would much rather live this way as a shadow of myself than see Zizix breached. So, you gotta love a man who's committed to his cause.
Extremely committed.
Very. All right, so.
All right, now we get to
the beckoning
the pit of despair.
The pit of despair.
Where were we?
The
pit of despair.
Don't even think about it. That's a good time. All right.
Okay, the Beckoning Grove. That's what it's actually called.
Yes. So yeah, don't eat the fruit is the moral of the story. Don't eat the fruit.
Wow. Very Garden of Eden-esque. Forbidden fruit. Exactly.
Actually, yeah. It's always
Quite
interesting.
literally.
How many stories have don't open up the bag, or don't eat this fruit, or don't go outside?
Yes, it's just mirroring Genesis.
Even then, just all so many kid stories. It's so interesting how some stories are don't go in the woods, and then a kid goes in the woods and dies. Or don't go in the woods, and then they end up going in the woods and saving everything. It's one or the other. Either curiosity kills you or curiosity saves the day.
You never know what it's gonna be.
Yeah. So don't do anything. Just stay inside at all times.
We know with these fruit, it will kill you. So
yes,
this
one's very, very certain. So apparently, even the smell is tantalizing.
Yeah.
And it'll almost immediately compel you to eat the fruit. And so Bracken's all right, let's be strong, guys. Everybody say it with me. We will not eat the fruit. Also, here are these dirt pellets sticking in your nose.
Yeah, which is smart. I mean, you gotta block out the thing somehow. So.
Mm-hmm. So
they link arms and start going through. Well, first of all, they hold their breath when they first go in, so that they can avoid breathing in as long as possible.
We're off to see the wonderful Wizard of Oz. It's just the picture I got with them linking arms, just the three of them.
It's more so Bracken can keep track of them.
Valid. But it's just
He's
the same
the
vibe as
will.
lions and tigers and bears. Oh my. Blueberries, bananas, and fruits.
We're making all kinds of different movie quotes today.
Yeah, we're branching out a little bit, guys. I hope
Princess
you're enjoying
Bride.
it. All right. So Bracken's okay, we gotta hustle, because the longer we're in here, the stronger the temptation is gonna grow. So we're running. And throughout the entire time, Kendra's just I mean, it couldn't hurt, right? Just sneak a little whiff or something like that. And Bracken's just constantly having to pull them back, like just like nudge them back into formation, like, no.
Yeah.
You remember, you said you wouldn't. Come on, it'll kill ya. Don't do it. It's like to the point where Kendra's like holding her breath to avoid even like getting the lingering.
Yeah. They said
sense
that they
through
would
her
try to
breath.
hold their breath at first to avoid it as long as possible. And the whole time Kendra's thinking like, okay, I'm not going to do it. I'm not going to do it. I'm not going to do it. This fruit looks really, really good, but I'm not going to do it.
And interesting, she brings up a similar thing. I think we talked about this like an episode or two ago. She mentions how she is immune to most magical forms of mind control, but experience shows that even though her mind is protected, her emotions are vulnerable to manipulation. Like Tanu's potions or magical fear and attraction to fruit is probably in the same category.
Yeah.
So.
And as they're going, all of a sudden, Bracken lets go of Kendra and has to like swat Warren's hands away from reaching for fruit, and then Warren is having a rough time, and Bracken's kind of like trying to pull him back and fight him because Warren is like fighting to get the fruit.
Yeah, this is like the first time we've actually seen Warren be more of a hindrance than a help, honestly.
Yeah.
It's a new experience for everyone, really, let's be honest. But this is towards the very end of the grove. Like Kendra is within like a few meters, I think, of getting out, but she is completely by herself now, like jogging on her own without anybody to block her. And she's like,
Yeah.
But what if I'd pulled a Seth?
The temptation is almost getting to her. Like, she's on the cusp.
Let's be honest, Seth would probably... I feel like he would take a sniff.
Depends if it's Seth pre or post Growlithe, honestly.
Pre, yes. Post, probably not. Yeah.
Pre, yes.
No,
Post, no.
You're right about that. I'm used to him being more
he's
impulsive.
crossed over the hill of...
Naivete.
Yeah. Yeah, he's crossed over the hill of naivete, as you said.
Yes. And now he's on to bigger and better things.
Yeah.
But yeah, pre-Growlithe, I think he probably would have snuck a sniff.
Yeah. Or been overcome by the... Well, can his emotions be manipulated? Or is it just fear?
He's immune to magical fear.
Yeah. This is not fear.
This isn't fear.
So I think he would.
Yeah.
Kendra manages not to, like, closes her eyes and just tries to book out the rest because she's like,
she actually has impulse control.
And she makes it out.
And Bracken literally has to drag Warren kicking and screaming out of the grove.
Yeah.
And like Kendra was like just like watching this like, holy crap. Like honestly, Bracken's nose is broken and
it's bleeding. I don't know if it's broken.
I feel like if he got kicked, Warren probably could pack a punch or a kick, and I imagine it's...
But does his bones break as easily?
Fair point. He does bleed silver.
He bleeds silver ichor, like ichor, whatever you say.
Ichor. I don't know. No, you make a good point. All right. But at the very least, he gave him a nosebleed, and Bracken was sweating trying to get Warren out.
Yeah,
so.
Well, he was having to fight him off. And about the second that they're out, Warren has his faculties back, and he's like, "Oh my gosh, I'm so sorry."
And like Warren's just like genuinely like in awe, like how were you resisting?
Yeah, because if his nose is bleeding, then
the pellet watch out. Because what hurt Warren is that as they were jogging, the motion knocked out one of his dirt pellets, and that was what made him lose it. But yeah, and Bracken, of course, being a humble king, is just like, there's nothing to forgive. The blood helped clog the nose, even though everybody knows that's a bunch of crap.
He's being modest.
And I love that Warren's giving him his dues. He's like, like when Bracken's like, it helped that this is not my true form, and I'm sure it's better that I've lived a long time. And Warren's just like, no, it helped that you rule.
And Bracken's like, he says, you have an iron will. I owe you my life.
Yeah. And he's just like, please forgive me. And we love two humble kings. Like, Warren, he can be cocky, but it's when it's like, he knows how to read a room. He's like, hey, I messed up. You just saved my behind, and I'm going to make sure you know how grateful I am for it.
We learn that Warren dropped his sword while he was being tempted by the fruit.
And Bracken's like, yeah, we ain't getting it. Like,
Yeah.
no.
It's
not
way too far back there.
I'm not going through that again.
Yeah.
So even Mr. Iron Will over here knows when to cut his losses and get moving. So
and they're visited by a fairy when they notices Bracken is bleeding.
I gotta say, Kendra is always the one noticing these kinds of things. Like, even at the beginning of the book, she was, like, the one pointing out keyholes. Like, she's, like, she knows that she doesn't have, like, the best sword fighting skills or, like, combat abilities. So she's just constantly watching, I feel like. And she, like, she's
always been observant.
I know, but I just, like, I'm always impressed how, like, whenever she's just, like, fairy, keyhole, things like that, where she's just constantly looking out so that she can do her part.
Mm-hmm.
So. Score 1 for Kendra.
So Bracken starts getting help from the fairies that come over, like, can you guide us to the sealed shrine safely?
Mm-hmm.
And so, as they go on, more and more fairies come.
Bracken's explanation is unicorns are sort of the rock stars of the fairy world. And I just find it so funny. Kendra is, like, over here, like, okay, guess I'm not needed as fairy liaison today. She's just watching as all these fairies. Like, even, like, the first fairy who finds them, when Bracken mentions, could you gather a few of your sisters to help us? The fairy looked suspicious, as if the mention of other fairies had suddenly spoiled much of the fun. She's like, I want to have you all to myself. And Bracken just shows a few, like, nice words. I would consider it a tremendous favor, or, oh, you look so good, or thank you so much.
He's laying it on thick, which works with the fairies, so.
They are falling over his hooves.
Oh, yeah.
And
he says, I would be forever grateful for help from all of you.
Like, being very inclusive.
Yeah. He gets some of them to go back and get Warren's sword, which is nice.
Except when he puts on too much praise, they end up bringing, like, a
other
rusty gauntlet. Yeah. I think a weird, like, a dented helm, and Bracken's like, oh, tone it back.
Thank you. Thank you.
I appreciate
but that is
it.
Sufficient, basically.
Less helpful.
Yeah.
And so, yeah.
Eventually, they make it to the sealed shrine, which they say is an iron dome. It's really big.
Did they give specific dimensions?
Just says
Several
iron dome came into view over the trees. The size surprised her. It was several stories tall and looked big enough for a circus to perform inside.
Okay. Ooh, dull black iron. Oh, I can just imagine that. In the middle of the Middle East, dull black in, like, the middle of the Middle Eastern desert, that thing's got to be radiating so much heat.
Is it desert?
The Middle East? At the very least, it's very arid. Turkey?
This is Turkey.
I guess it can get enough.
This isn't like Saudi Arabia or something.
Yeah, but I mean, even still.
Eastern Turkey, too.
I don't know. I feel like
it
might be
it's
farther.
a big area to just assume that it's like. Hold on, I'm trying to look it up on Google Maps.
Are you just, like, zooming in on satellite view?
That's a good idea.
Like, just trying to get a vibe for the...
Hold on. Where the frick is Turkey?
I mean, it's not that far north of Saudi Arabia.
It's on the same level as, like, Greece.
Greece isn't exactly a humid paradise.
But it's not devoid of plants.
Yeah.
When they were just in a grove of trees.
I don't know. I'm just thinking black in the sun, period.
I mean, okay, look at this. Down here in Syria and Iraq is more deserty.
Okay. I guess I forgot about Syria being... I guess Syria is more of the arid area.
Yeah.
More arid area. Okay.
I think it's fairly green.
All right.
But also probably hot and humid still.
Yeah, and even just, like, the sun beating down on a black surface, metal surface especially, that thing's gonna be hot.
Let's see what's the
temperature in Eastern Turkey today?
There's a random place in Turkey.
Not Constantinople or Istanbul. Wrong side.
I just looked up a random place. Let's see. Tatvan, Turkey.
Your Google is gonna be so confused. Like, what the heck are they talking
The
about?
high is 72 today. So not that hot.
What's humidity? I'm curious.
Humidity 67%.
Okay, so it probably feels more like it's in the 80s or 90s.
Yeah. Looks like the next week's gonna be like the 80s. So
Okay.
it still can be warm. But this is also like this is in like March. We're thinking a little too hard about the weather, but
A little bit.
hey, we're being a little thorough. So.
I grew up in Phoenix, Arizona, and I am used to
That's a desert.
I know, but like our family car was a charcoal gray Suburban.
Yeah,
and
the darker the car, the hotter it is inside.
And it would like you get in there and you're just like panting because like the air just feels heavy from all the heat.
Yeah.
And so I'm just picturing this black iron dome. Like maybe it's not the
but maybe,
desert,
like,
but it's not gonna be
the magic
cool.
of like either it's magical and it's keeping the magic in. I mean, inside the fairy shrine there's like the water and the plants and the fairies, so I don't think it's like blazing hot.
Yeah.
I would assume. Anyway,
All right.
they come up and the Sphinx, not the Sphinx, but a Sphinx. Is
Lowercase s.
Yes, it's like literally, actually, it's lowercase. Is sitting outside the entrance to the dome, tail swishing back and forth.
Ooh, she has wings.
Oh,
The Sphinx had a body of a golden lion with feathery wings tucked at the sides and the head and the head of a woman. Huh.
interesting.
Wouldn't you know? And so Bracken
Takes
says,
the lead.
as he should,
Yeah.
says, we want access to the dome, and immediately the Sphinx goes into her riddles, which I enjoy immensely, actually. I like all three of them.
Yeah.
And also Warren's response.
We'll get there. All right, so her
Oh,
first
gosh.
one starts, consider two sisters, the Sphinx intoned in a sultry voice.
Ugh.
Audible to the ears, the words also penetrated directly to the mind. Though she spoke in a subdued manner, each word somehow arrived with the force of a shout. The first is born of the second, whereupon the second is born of the first. And Bracken kind of looks at Kendra and Warren, and they don't really have an answer, and Bracken has an answer. He says, the sisters born of each other are day and night.
I love how he even like gives the answer in like the same
Yeah.
formal tone, I guess. Or
The same format.
Yeah.
Yeah.
So the second is even better. I surround the world, yet I dwell within a thimble. I am outside of...
You are space. Bracken interrupted.
And I look, after the first riddle, she gave a sage nod. She was composed, but when Bracken literally interrupts with the correct answer, she compresses her lips and gives him a hard stare before finally moving on to the third one.
In the morning, I walk on 4
Stages of a man's life. And the fact that this time
Good
it's
job,
not even
Kendra.
Bracken, it's Kendra.
Kendra's like, I know this one. She's like, it's a famous one, which it is. I'd heard that one before.
I had heard that one as well. And I just think of like...
And then she's kind of embarrassed. She's like, well, you know, in the morning I walk on 4 legs. After the afternoon 2, on the evening 3. The more legs I have, the weaker I am. Something like that.
And the Sphinx is just fuming. But I mean, she should have hung out around humans and mortals more if she wanted to be able to change her tune, I guess.
Yeah.
Otherwise, like, your jokes are gonna get old, sister. Sorry. So, but then you got it.
And then right after that, Warren says, knock, knock. Because, of course, he had to, because he's Warren.
Because he's Warren.
It was a perfect opportunity for a joke. And then Bracken has to do damage control, and he says, don't take offense. We've had a taxing day.
He even steps between the Sphinx and Warren, just like, hang on.
He's like,
down, kitty.
we
down.
answered 3 riddles. There are 3 of us. Can we pass? And the Sphinx is like, okay, you can pass.
Serenity returning. And then Bracken just turns to Warren, just like, shut up.
Basically, his polite way is say no more, but he really is thinking, shut up, Warren. I've only known you for like a few hours, but man.
And most of it was a hike.
Yeah.
And I just love Warren. Even though he just about got them killed, he's just struggling not to grin.
Oh, that's so great.
This is why we love him.
Knock, knock. It was really good timing.
That was like comedic,
Bad timing for them, but like
bad
really
timing,
good comedic timing.
timing gold, honestly. Okay, so they get into the fairy shrine and they find this nice picturesque little scene. So basically there are fairies all over already inside the dome that chose to remain even after it was sealed. And a lot of the fairies that followed them dart in as well. And so there's an oblong pool that takes up nearly a quarter of the room, which when considering it's like a circus-sized lower tent, that's
big, yeah.
That's a decent-sized pool.
Big dome.
And there's a conical island in the middle, terraced mounds around the glossy water. So the only way to get to the center of the pool, though, is some stepping stones. And Kendra, I just love when Bracken and Kendra are going across. She's like, please don't let there be naiads in this one, too.
She's also like, don't slip, don't slip, don't slip.
But of course, Bracken is giving her a hand so gallantly.
He's a gentleman.
We love it.
I love how Warren's like, I'll stay back and guard the hatch.
He's like, I know my place.
He's like, I don't want to get turned into dandelion fluff right now.
He's like,
it probably wouldn't happen right now, but still.
Like, I'm the insurance plan. That means I make sure nobody comes mess with you when you're doing the cool fairy mystical crap.
I already did my job.
I saved all your guys' butts.
I got you here.
Now you do the fairy stuff.
Yeah.
I'm the plan guy. You guys are the chop stuff up with water bending guys. Together, we're Team Avatar. It gives the same vibes. He's like, I know my place. Now do your stuff. And I love how Kendra's like noticing some things about Bracken as they get closer to the shrine itself. Because she's saying he's clenching his jaw, his fingers are fidgeting. Is he nervous? And Kendra's just like, oh, I'm sure she'll be happy to see us. Like, I feel really good about this, like listening to her feelings.
Little does she know.
Little does she know.
So when they find the little fairy figurine, they kneel down and, of course, speaking through the wind again, the fairy queen with the breeze comes in. Kendra smells citrus and sand and jasmine and honeysuckle. And Bracken speaks first, and he says, "Greetings, your majesty. It is I, Bracken the Hornless Unicorn, also known by other titles. I'm accompanied by Kendra Sorensen." The fairy queen is pure joy. She replies, "How did you reach this shrine?" Kendra had never before sensed surprise from the fairy queen.
So Bracken kind of goes into their unexpected ally, to reference the previous chapter.
Yeah.
Talking about how Growlithe is now in charge of the society. The Sphinx is reluctantly now assisting, even though they're still not trusting it. But he says, first things first, can you get this girl to trust me, please?
Yeah, can you please vouch for me? I mean, the fact that he was able to approach the shrine is a pretty good indication.
A step in the right direction.
Yeah.
But he's like, can we just let's get it in writing, or at least as close as the fairy queen can give. I just need a verbatim, a word spoken affirmation of my trustworthiness.
Yeah, also emotion, because Kendra says, it says that a potent emotion of heartbreaking love washed over Kendra. Bracken is among the most trusted of all my servants. I have deeply missed his presence. The feeling of love abruptly hardened into chastisement. Her next words were directed to Bracken. I warned you not to travel to this preserve. And Bracken's like, yeah, I spent a lot of years as punishment for my disobedience.
I know that now.
Yeah.
I can't wait to talk more about this when we finally get the reveal, but it's just so much funny. It's like reading back through it, it gives such mom-son vibes, and I love it.
Mm-hmm.
Like, I told you not to do that. Yeah, Mom, I know. But yeah.
And then she's like, you need to come home, He's been gone for thousands, hundreds of, I don't know how long. Hundreds of years, thousands of years?
I think hundreds of years.
Hundreds of years? Yeah, I think hundreds of years. And Bracken's like, well, the
world is ending.
Yeah, I need to help save it. When the world is ending, the only thing you can do is save it.
And Kendra, I love how she's just here watching the entire time.
She's spectating.
She's just like, this is really entertaining. I don't know. I'm just learning. And then Bracken voiced the attention back on her for a minute. She's like, first, Kendra has a favor to ask, right? And she's like, you've got this handle. What you looking at me
got
for?
This in the bag. Bracken's like, go ahead.
Just do it. And so Kendra asks about a possible way out of Living Mirage. She's like, hey, it's the two of us and also our chauffeur Warren. or I guess no chaperone is probably a better word. She's like, yeah, we got Warren with us. It's the three of us. Can you get us out of this death trap anyway?
For you to help us out of here, please.
And so the Fairy Queen's like, okay, I've got a method. It'll take a little while, but like, she's like, also, could you stop moving around so much, please?
I'm trying to send the Astrids to you.
Like, I mean, I guess it probably got a lot harder once the translocator came into the equation.
Yeah,
but like,
all of a sudden she was bouncing around the globe.
And she's like, come on. Like, I had them gathered in one place, but now you're away from them again. Come on, you're killing me here, Kendra. But she's like, okay, but I've got another way. It'll take a little bit of time. Just hang tight.
Yeah.
Now let me talk with this guy.
Yeah, Bracken's like, would you mind giving us a few minutes alone? And Kendra's like, sure.
Like, it's between, like, being, like, left out of part of the conversation, like, because she's always been, like, the fairy liaison, like I said earlier. Like, she's the one who asks the fairies to help out or to get the aid of the Fairy Queen, but Bracken's just like, I got this one. And so she just walks off to the side and just, like...
And she's just wondering, like...
Twiddling her thumbs.
What is their relationship? Why is he in, like, the good graces of the Fairy Queen to, like, the fullest extent?
Mm-hmm.
And all the fairies, too. But, like, I understand he's a unicorn, but, like... What's going on here?
Especially, specifically, the quote, did the Fairy Queen have as big a crush on him as the other fairies seem to? Like, she's like, will he abandon us and go back to the fairy realm? Like, just all these things. And she's just, like, kind of stressed. But after a little while, he comes down, looks happy. He's like, man, I missed talking like that. And it's gotta be annoying, honestly. Just having to go from mind to mind,
The incompleteness
instantaneous
of communication.
Yeah, from instantaneous to, like, just such a limited... Yeah. Because, I mean, also with, like, how many languages he probably knows, like, there are probably words... Like, I know there are words in other languages that, like, capture certain feelings or emotions much more fully than English can.
Yeah.
So,
yeah, they head back to Warren. Well, first of all, they're like, they reunite, and then Kendra's like, so what kind of help do you think she'll send? And he's like, I'll be curious to see. He responded vaguely. Let's go tell Warren help is on the way. That's the end of the chapter.
help is on the way, dearie.
Help is on the way.
Help is on the way.
All right, so now they're waiting for the mysterious help to come. We go back to Seth, chapter 17, preparations.
And surprise, surprise, the satyrs came through.
They did not abandon him. They came with stuff.
Just as Seth was starting to think, yeah, I've been played, they're not coming. Like, he'd been there for nearly an hour after talking with Bracken, just waiting and just praying, I can imagine, that they'd show back up, because as much as they love their TV, they also love their lives. So it's a little bit of a risk trying to rely on them. But
they come up and they're like, so we heard that Growlithe claimed the house. We're hoping it wasn't true. And Seth, trying to keep up the appearance, is like,
no trick.
Yeah. And he just like whispers to them, like, don't tell anyone.
Like, can you not yell about how I'm tricking everybody in front of everybody?
Yeah, exactly. And then they do like the little wink, like, yeah.
And then Newell decides to, of course, lay it on extra thick. We had better clear out before the dark master of this haunted abode returns. And then Seth's like, really?
You don't have to oversell
Don't
it
oversell
either.
it. Come on.
And then they're like, we brought you some gear. Adamant, to be specific.
They like to make sure that they secure their investments. They would get along with Thronus very well. Let's be honest here. He did the exact same thing in last book.
Yeah.
So they also throw some serious shade on some random past adventurer.
Yeah, because they fished all this out of the tar pit. So they're like, this must have belonged to an incompetent person who fell into the tar pit and died.
Yeah. He's like, everything here is adamant. We probably got this, like, the shirt of mail, a edged sword. Probably all belong to the same careless adventurer. Too much money, not enough talent.
Yeah.
Love that line. So, yeah, now he has a shield, sword, and Newell's got a dented helmet. Because it's his good luck charm.
In a play. I love this like little background on them.
It's so small, but I love it so much.
So funny. Doran is urging him to tell the story. So Newell says, Satyrs never wear armor, including helmets, Newell began, using his hands expressively. But years ago, I was in a play, and the helm was part of my costume. During the big battle scene, a few of us were assailing a castle. We had quite a set. The main tower must have been 15 feet tall, fashioned from railstone. Anyhow, as we actors were laying siege, a big chunk of the battlement dislodged from atop the tower.
Shoddy workmanship.
Yeah. Definitely not part of the rehearsal scene, Newell emphasized. Newell was delivering a line. Doran laughed.
Behold, the enemy falters.
Newell quoted in a bold voice, raising a finger skyward for dramatic effect. I was facing the audience and focused on my dictation. My diction. So the falling stonework blindsided me.
Biggest laugh of the night, Doran chuckled.
Those might have been my last words had it not been for this helmet, Newell said. Cumbersome or not, any object that lucky deserves to be worn into battle.
I also love, like, the general idea for satyrs not wearing armor is just, it slows them down. We prefer to avoid injuries by just not getting hit. But yeah, that's worthy of an exception to the rule when it will save you from death.
Yeah.
But yeah.
Doran has a bow.
I also find it so funny with, like, when Newell's saying, I had to retire from theater after that because from that point on, all that anybody wanted him for was slapstick. And when it comes to satyrs, slapstick emphasizes the slap part, not necessarily the stick.
A lot. Yeah.
All right.
So Seth says that he got info from Patton, and so the first thing should probably be getting Vanessa out of the quiet box. And he's like, what do you guys say?
Absolutely. Best idea I've ever heard. I'll second that. Let's go get that hottie.
Pretty much. And then Seth is like, wait, you guys just think she's pretty. I've been around a long time, Newell said. Vanessa Santoro is not just pretty.
He's right, Doran agreed. She's walking dynamite.
She also might be a traitor, Seth stressed.
All the more. The lethal temptress, even better.
Oh my gosh.
I love it so much.
It's so sexist. They're so they're so satyry.
They're just kids.
I
they
know,
don't understand
that's why.
yet. Mentally, they're children.
I know.
Oh man. And Seth is just over here rubbing his temple, just like,
he's like, these are who I'm stuck with.
This is our best chance of saving the world.
It's a really good thing that they have Vanessa.
Honestly.
They need an adult.
Oh my goodness, so badly.
A responsible adult. Even if they're not sure if she's exactly on their side completely.
And I appreciate that later, like, Newell's like, hey, we're mostly kidding. Like, we're just trying to lighten the mood. But we also seriously support your idea, like the idea of freeing her. But we'll go with what you say. But we also really want to free.
In the past they described her as smoking hot Vanessa.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, I believe that was mentioned.
Yes,
but like they even say, if you bring her, we'll watch her back. A man would be a fool to trust a woman that gorgeous. Like,
gosh, they just can't resist.
They can't really.
They can't help themselves for some reason.
Yeah. So Seth decides, I think I'll bring her. We need her help to get where we need to go.
Yeah.
I mean, none of them have driver's license.
It's true.
So, for that matter, they definitely need an adult. So, their first part of the plan, and Seth shares a little bit, is capturing a leprechaun. And Newell and Doran are like, oh, yes, let's do it. But first they have to get to Vanessa. So, they head back to the yard. They get down into the dungeon.
Wait.
Oh, no, you're right.
You're skipping. Okay.
I did. Sorry.
They're on the way back to the house, and all of a sudden, some centaurs show up.
Yay.
And it's...
We don't have enough problems.
Our good old friend Cloudwing and a few other centaurs. And they're like, Seth Sorensen, we need to talk to you. And they're talking about, the treaty's gone, your grandparents have abandoned the preserve, blah, blah, blah.
We have the cow.
We have Viola the cow. We are taking ownership of Fablehaven, basically.
of course, it's wrapped up in nice, pretty words like, we would be happy to offer our protection, but let it be known that we will only protect our own lands. And Seth's like, so basically you're trying to strong arm me into selling away my family's property? Yes, we are.
They want to take control of the manor, the house, the barn, everything. And at first Seth is like, yeah, if you could guard it until, like, my family gets back. And Cloudwing's like, no, you don't understand.
Let me dumb it down for you.
Yeah, you dumb little human boy.
And
we will keep control of it. And Seth is like, well, then no.
And honestly, it's kind of impressive that Newell and Doran pretty much called this in 2 chapters ago. They're like, yeah, pretty much everybody's going to sign over their land over to the Centaurs and just in order to stay protected. And we see, within the next few chapters, Doran makes a snarky comment and Cloudwing immediately says, your guys' land is already ours. And another word from either Goatman and we duel, he says, literally holding and drawing an arrow and pointing it at Doran. And Newell raises his hand like a student and points to his mouth the next time he wants to speak. And Cloudwing, probably not even seeing the sarcasm in it, says, you may speak. Newell immediately says, we weren't a part of that. We were not included in the arrangement that signed over our land, just let it be clear. And Cloudwing says, fine, get out then. So.
Yeah, they don't care. And Seth is like, we are planning to leave. And they negotiate for them to leave them alone until,
sunset
2
the
days
next day?
later. Yeah.
I think it's sunset.
Sunset the next day. Yeah, or something like that. So, because they were going to be like, you have to be out by sunrise, which was almost sunrise. So that was not long enough.
Mm-hmm.
So it gets them a little more time off their back a little bit.
And of course, Seth has to just keep biting his tongue, just
You know how Seth feels about centaurs.
They're jerks.
Exactly.
And he's like, he wants to brag. He wants to throw stealing, them losing the horn back in their face. But he just has to be like. Yeah.
Well, also they're being super aggressive and give us the land
because they know they can afford to. They can kill Seth without any provocation right now, except for their own morality, their own honor.
Yeah.
Thank goodness for that, actually. But yeah, so Seth makes it very clear. He's like, hey, just so you know, I am not agreeing to you taking our lands. I'm leaving, but it's so that I can save the world.
Yeah.
Just so that we're clear. But of course, the centaurs don't care. All they hear is that he's leaving, and that's exactly what they want.
Mm-hmm.
So. All right. I love the ending. After the centaurs leave, Seth says, thank you for having my back. And Doran's like, after that exchange, I would have joined your quest without a reward. This used to be a fun place. I suspect it will soon be unrecognizable. And Newell immediately, though, adds, we still want the generator, though.
Yeah. Don't take that to mean that we don't want our reward.
Just so we're clear, we still had a contract. It was not signed, but it was verbal. So.
All right. So they get back to the house, and they find the Kendra Sting bulb, and they put her back in the quiet box so they can get Vanessa out. I bet Vanessa's a little surprised that Seth is the one getting her out of the quiet box. So the first thing she says is, why do I get the feeling that something has gone terribly wrong?
Because not only is it Seth, but it's also
it's
satyrs.
Also the satyrs, that's true.
And Hugo, maybe. And she's just like, oh, we're screwed, aren't we?
Oh, why is this crew getting me out? That's not a good sign.
So.
And Seth is like, well, because it has.
So here's all the crap that's gone down. And everybody's just like, oh dear. Even Newell and Doran are like, why didn't you give us the full rundown? And Seth says, I wanted to wait until we were all together, but I wanted to wait until you were committed so that you didn't run out on me.
Yeah. So he's like, this is the summary. We need to set up some Wraith Guards, catch a leprechaun, and get off the preserve.
Before sundown.
Vanessa summarizes, before sundown.
And then we will talk about the whole visiting the singing sisters, getting the powerful sword, and going to the end of the world. We'll get to that later. But for now, do you have any better ideas? And Vanessa's like, I wish I did. Let's go get a Wraith Guard and catch a leprechaun.
Yeah.
That said, I want to be clear that we are probably marching to our deaths. Newell immediately. Doran and I have an escape clause. We are free to withdraw our support and flee at any time.
She's like, great. Glad we can rely on you.
Keep in mind that by the time you know you should flee, it will probably be too late. Noted, Newell said.
Noted.
Seth will be doing the most dangerous work, Vanessa went on. If he fails, we'll all cut and run. Okay, no more cheerful thoughts, Seth says.
No more loyalty.
Your optimism is giving me a headache. I love this man. I love this kid. He's great. He's just falling back on that humor as his coping mechanism because it's all he's got right now.
So Vanessa goes with him to the Hall of Dread to help him get some wraiths.
And he actually goes back to the first cell that he heard a voice from back in the last book. Once they got Kendra back, he was like, hey, I'm hearing a voice. And they're like, okay, we get you out of here. Also, good job being responsible and telling us that you're hearing voices. Yeah. Good job.
And now we're back.
And we're going to see, hey, you still want to serve me? So.
Yeah. And the Wraith, he starts talking to the Wraith, and the Wraith is like, yes,
great
laying
one.
It on thick. Yeah, great one. I will serve you, blah, blah, blah. Let me out, and I will take down your enemies, and whatever.
Great one, wise one, strong one. All that jazz.
Yeah. And he's talking to it. And Vanessa has the good idea for him to ask if the Wraith is alone in the cell.
Because she's just like, this is going too easy. He's too eager.
Yeah.
Check and see.
Such a good thing
this
Vanessa was there.
We need an adult.
Yeah. And Seth asks, and the Wraith is hesitant and a little less happy to answer this question, but he says, yes, there are 2 others in the cell with me. And all of a sudden Seth is like, really glad I didn't open the cell.
Dodged that bullet.
Because he would have sworn the one Wraith, and then the other 2 would have killed him.
And then they would have been free to roam whenever they wish.
And so he's like, okay, ask the other 2 Wraiths if they're willing to serve me. And the Wraith says, yes, they are. And so he swears.
Another epithet, mighty one.
Yeah. He swears them all to him to protect the property, but to not attack his friends. But beyond that, they can claim any trespassers.
I feel a little bit bad for the centaurs that come, because you don't know that those centaurs were jerks.
I thought it was a universal truth.
I'm just saying, I hope that at the very least
they were trying to steal their property.
They were, but at the same time, does that really warrant death? Or whatever eternal...
I don't know if they died yet. Maybe they sensed the Wraiths and then were like, okay, we can't actually go over there.
I would prefer that than over this, like, centaur walks into the area and is immediately, like, devoured.
They can sense the Wraiths because of the fear.
That's
surely.
A good point. That's a good point. Okay.
Yeah. So, yeah, they release the sworn Wraiths and they go to protect the manor, the stables, and the house, I believe.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
Fun fact, they're all short. Like, one of them's barely taller than Seth, and the others are head shorter.
And they are dangerous.
I just find that funny, that they're short. Like, you didn't have to do that, but you did, and I think it's funny.
I mean, they're already scary enough.
Mm-hmm. I love how when they're heading back out of the basement, both of the satyrs offer Vanessa an arm, and she's just like, no. Walks up the stairs.
Oh my gosh, she's gonna have to deal with a lot.
Uh-huh. Interesting thing here. Seth waits till his friends are gone so that they don't get affected by the fear. Like, Vanessa was already nearly hit because she had to help him open the door.
Yeah.
And he had to escort her out. But when the 3 wraiths come out, Seth is watching them, and the wraith asks, do you truly feel nothing in our presence? And Seth's just like, a little cold. And the wraith just says, truly you are powerful, exuding almost worshipful esteem. And I think that just says a little bit extra more about Seth's not just abilities, but his, like, relative abilities to, like, a normal shadow charmer. Like, I feel like just overall, like, when it comes to his potential, and the Sphinx mentioned this as well, that his potential, like, he had high potential as he had a lot of raw potential as a shadow charmer, just, like, maybe not all shadow charmers had such resistance to magical fear.
Yeah,
so
it's possible.
I thought that was a little bit interesting. Seth has an idea, which I think is worth at least mentioning. He's like, what if I assemble an army of wraiths and creepy things to fight fight the demons? And Vanessa's like, it would be like trying to fight sharks with seawater. And
Yeah,
she's like,
you can't fight fire with fire, dark with dark. Like,
you need light.
yeah.
And that's what Patton gave us, so we're going to follow what Patton says. And Seth's
Yeah.
like, okay, yeah, sounds good.
They're like, okay, the letter says the best time to catch the leprechaun is the afternoon. So Vanessa's like, okay, you need sleep. Don't know the last time you slept, Seth, so you sleep. Me and Hugo will keep watch, and we'll get ready to catch ourselves a leprechaun.
Man, now I'm thinking, like, yeah, how long has it been since he slept? Like, was he...
Probably since he was in the dungeon.
Yeah, and even, like, the last time we saw him in the dungeon, he was, like, struggling to sleep. He wasn't asleep. He was thinking about bugging Bracken, specifically because he was like, I can't sleep.
This kid hasn't slept in a long time.
Yeah, he needs the rest, so...
You know, the trauma.
Him and the satyrs fall asleep, and... yeah.
It's the end of the chapter.
And here we are at chapter 18, Flight.
So Warren, Kendra, and Bracken are just chilling, their backs against the iron wall, waiting for this help to come. Feasting on pomegranates. Yeah.
Gotta love it when the fairies are fawning over you.
It's nice.
So they head on, they are just waiting, and after a while, like within 2 paragraphs of opening the chapter.
All right. The luminous pond began to churn and bubble. Bracken scrambled to his feet for a better view. Warren and Kendra did likewise. Will our help come out of the pond, Warren asked. They expected the assistance to come through the hatch, but it did not. And who is it other than Raxtus?
It's our boy!
Our favorite dragon!
Not that it's a very hard competition, but he's our
Yeah,
favorite.
but he's the best dragon.
He is by
As we all
by a long shot.
know. It's fun because they all do this thing of like, wait, you know each other? Wait, you know each other?
Hey! My cool friend met my other cool friend, and now I'm even cooler because they know each other.
Kendra's like, Raxtus! And Raxtus is like, hi, Kendra. Hello, Bracken. Wait, he's like, wait, small world. You're Warren, the guy who had the punctured lung.
I love this. But glad you found a competent healer and a barber.
Sorry about the whiskers. This is our reinforcements, Warren asked in concern.
I can't blame him because, to be fair, the last time
His only interaction with him is really...
was him trying to heal Warren, and it was like an utter failure.
Yeah. The last time he met Raxtus, he was having like the worst day of his life. One of them. So, yeah.
But Raxtus, of course, immediately goes in with self-deprecation.
Yeah.
Think of me as your transportation. You'll feel less disappointed. Raxtus, buddy, no!
Oh, and Bracken's trying to cheer him up. He's like, we're very happy to see you. And Raxtus is like, well, it's been a long time. Glad you're out of confinement. And Bracken's like, so, you know Kendra and Warren. Raxtus is like, yep, we met at Worm Roost. And he's like, so is that tiny little door the only way out of here?
And it's just like, Raxtus like, oh gosh, I have to do it, don't I? And Kendra's like, what? What do you have to do? And he's like, well, I got to have my abject humiliation broadcast to all 3 of you, so it's your lucky day.
Take my avatar. And Bracken is like, your avatar is completely unique.
It is a wonder, he says.
And then Raxtus says, my avatar is a wimpy little fairy boy.
All right.
Raxtus is like, okay, I did not get all the details from the fairy queen. What is the plan exactly? And they explain, we need to go to Finland to find the Eternals.
But first, just get us out of here.
Yeah.
Like, just get us past the wall, and we will be content.
And they're like, okay, to get to the place in Finland, we first need to go to this place called Shipbreaker Fjord. And Raxtus is like, oh my gosh, that place is beautiful. I've been there. You know, he's just a world traveler, been everywhere.
Honestly, he's like the only dragon who can just like fly around and like to see
Seriously.
mention going to like drive-in theaters.
Yeah, last book we talked, he would go to drive-in theaters and see movies.
Man,
He can go invisible, so...
He's got one if there's 2 people in the world who would look up to Raxtus, it would be Newell and Doran. Because he can go anywhere, see anything.
True.
They must be teach me your ways,
True.
Dragon Master.
Except they can't go invisible like he can.
Good
And
point.
then they're like, well, can you carry 3 of us? Which, for a somewhat smaller dragon, might be a little hard. But he's like,
Isn't he the size of like a horse?
like a large horse, yeah.
Yeah.
He's like, well, I carried an elk that was like 500 plus pounds, so I can get you guys there. And then Warren's like, well, in the case of any emergency, leave me behind. Warren, again, doing the whole, I'm the expendable one, drop me, get rid of me, I don't care. I will be the sacrifice.
Like, it's to the point where Bracken's even laughing about it. He's like, you are determined to be a martyr.
Yes.
And Warren's just like, I just want to make sure this happens. Luck, like, you're saying we can make it if we're lucky. Luck, we are strangers. Luck and I, we've never met. It has a way of evaporating whenever you need to rely on it. Just leave me behind, drop me, do what you gotta do, just get out of here.
I mean, to be fair, Warren also does have a habit of surviving things. So,
Yeah, that's a good point.
and Kendra's like, okay, no, we're gonna stick together. We need each other. We're gonna get out of this. And Raxus is still like, I can do this, guys. Like, flying is like my thing. It's like the one thing I'm good at.
And Kendra's even like doing the extra like to have show a little like confidence and respect. This is the dragon that destroyed Namarog.
Raxus is like, not too loudly. He might have a relative.
And Bracken just goes, by the way, nice job. I respect
Good job.
that.
Yeah. He's like, well, I snuck up on him in human form. Wasn't the most honorable thing, but
He wasn't the most honorable dragon, so I guess it evens out.
Exactly.
Again, what you need right now
Bracken.
is to run away. I know a thing or two about that.
And then Bracken is like, you're too humble. I can't claim to like many dragons, but you're the cream of the crop.
Of course, the unicorn likes the fairy dragon. Raxus grumbled, if you want to boost my self-esteem, just act scared, please.
You could bite our heads off, Warren remarked. That's scary.
I couldn't.
You could, Kendra insisted. I saw you gobble up Gavin.
He's like, physically, yes. Emotionally, no. Which, totally valid. Like,
Yeah. Like, okay, time to go. And so,
translation, Raxus said,
fairy
time for me to
boy
become
time.
fairy boy.
So yeah, Raxus is like, okay, everyone please close your eyes. Let's
Save me
lessen
some
my
dignity.
embarrassment. Yeah. And so they all close their eyes. And Raxus just changes into his avatar. And Kendra wants to peek so badly.
Like-
and she like kind of does. Just a little bit.
She's had to have so much iron will recently. We'll
Yeah.
forgive her this one.
I mean, how can you like resist this? And then Rax is like, okay, you can look. And he's like a fairy, but like a lot bigger than a normal fairy.
A foot tall. Yeah.
But he's like, yep, this is my avatar. I'm too big to be a fairy, too small to be a human. This is my lot in life. To
And-
be embarrassed.
To read the description, a rather scrawny fairy, about a foot tall, with shaggy silver hair and an elaborate set of metallic wings fluttering in the hatchway. His face was impishly handsome, with a sparkle of mischief in his bright eyes. And I love that Rax is just like, yeah, I knew Kendra wanted to look, so I just figured I'd just go for it.
And Kendra's like, Kendra stopped herself. Spit it out. Raxus said, I can take it. Adorable. Kendra finished weakly, hoping that wasn't too insulted.
Oh, the poor baby.
And then Bracken's just like, you're a marvel, Raxus. Truly splendid.
And
I
Raxus is
chose over.
We're
Raxus
done.
said.
I'm out.
He's like, I'm out. I'm going back to my farm. Like, and then Bracken starts talking to the fairies, saying, if any of you would like to leave, you are free to go. We're about to close the hatch. But if there are any that would like to stay, please come in and stay in the
Feel free to
the
stay.
sealed shrine. Yeah. And Kendra says she's surprised that a lot more decide to stay than to leave, and like a lot of new fairies decide to stay. And she asked Bracken about it, and he says that the fairies love their queen and they want to be like near her.
Man, we should probably not ever tell Maddox about this place.
The fact that it's on the preserve where he's imprisoned.
Like, it's just like a hot spot, and they're all concentrated in one singular
his,
place, and they can't
like,
leave.
Dream.
He,
Except he probably get too close to the shrine, or else he might be put into fairy
well, I mean, Warren
dust.
got in the building, so.
Yeah, but Warren's not a fairy broker.
True. All right, so.
Time to fly.
The day had grown quite hot.
There you go. 80 degrees.
It's warm. So, sorry, I just saw that line out of random and it triggered me. So, Raxtus gets in the air, glides down, and grabs all three of them. And I'm just like picturing it because he grabs them like from behind so that when he's airborne, they're like
flying.
Like stomach down. Supermaning it. Yeah. Oh man. Now I'm just thinking like the toll that would take on your neck for after a while.
Yeah.
Or even just like, I mean, it's around your torso, but even if you keep your neck up, like I would just be like, yeah, so they're flying. Hopefully they can take breaks and enough to let their necks and abs probably, their cores recover if they're planking it. Like, as much as I liked doing Superman during core workouts during like sports, it was still not fun.
Not the most comfortable position.
Still not fun after prolonged periods of time.
They're flying, and all of a sudden, a shrieking cry of tremendous volume shattered the sense of airborne solitude. Kendra twisted around to the source of the sound and saw the rock rising toward them, at least the size of an airliner. This bird is huge.
Yeah, and for context, last time we saw it, it was carrying a rhino-sized creature back to its nest, and like without any effort. And right now, it just managed to spot 3 flying specks. Because right now, Raxus is invisible, so it's just...
That's true.
It's just Bracken, Kendra, and Warren being visible in the sky. And is it nighttime?
I think it's the daytime.
Oh, you're right.
It's hot.
The day has grown hot. You're
Yeah.
right. But even then, that should make it, I feel like, not easy to see. But anyways,
Well,
apparently rocks have amazing eyesight.
Yeah. And so basically they're like, okay, time to run. And Raxus is like, well, we need altitude. I have to keep going up to be able to maneuver.
Kendra's just like, yeah, let's go, please. And so Raxus is just trying to glide and get as far away as possible. And he even manages to dive and dodge a couple of times.
Mm-hmm.
But eventually Bracken's just like...
Make yourself visible.
And
I'm going to talk.
Like, we got to talk this out. We got no shot otherwise.
Yeah.
So it turns out he manages to talk to the Simurgh/Rock.
Yeah.
He's like, hey, we're both light creatures. We're just trying to get out of here. Just please be nice. Even like he uses flowery language. And the Rock immediately swerves away, giving up the chase.
And they're like, wait, how did that work? And basically Bracken's like, well, the Smurg would only eat a unicorn in desperate times, even though she has young to feed. So
right now she's good. Her kids are good.
Yeah.
We're good.
So thank goodness they have Bracken, or else they would have been dead.
And now, thank goodness they have Warren, because guess what saw them, or at least saw them while the Rock was chasing them? Harpies.
Woohoo. Is it like 3 of them, right?
Yeah.
They're spotted by 3 harpies. They're like, oh, crap.
They're about
crap.
human size, horribly fierce, and like winged hags. That's how Warren describes them.
They were saying, you do not want to be scratched by them. They have like poison on their claws, basically.
What does it say? It's like being...
It says, better to be scratched by a plague rat, I think is what Raxtus says.
But I'd rather get bitten by plague rats is what Warren says.
Or Warren, yeah.
Like, Warren got some knowledge too. Well, like, we gotta give him that. Bracken's not our only asset here. So, of course, now with 3 winged opponents, it's a lot more difficult to maneuver.
Yeah. Raxus is like, if only I had a few more minutes to gain more altitude, I could do this easier.
And Warren is, I love this bit right here. Like, the very first engagement, one's coming up close from below, 2 are coming from above. Warren spoke up. If you drop me from here, could you catch me? Probably, Raxus said. Good enough, Warren said. Wait for it. I'm not going to. Don't argue now. And Raxus is just, okay.
I guess so.
and just lets go of him and then goes into his steep dive. And
Catch
Warren
him.
is just in free fall holding his sword and just hacks at the harpy below them on his way down because he's a freaking beast.
Insane.
And so Raxus manages to then catch him and then drop all three of them back on the ground so that he can then go invisible and take them all out. And Bracken just says, I take it all back. I'm glad you have the sword.
Are you all right? Kendra asked. Warren grinned. I'm surprised to be alive. That would have been a very big belly flop into a very dry pool.
He wholly expected to not be caught after that.
Yeah, like we said, he's okay with being the martyr. Like
Raxus even just said probably.
Probably, yeah.
That's not a yeah, I got you. That's a
he was
maybe.
not certain that he could do that.
And
Thank
so,
goodness Raxus is a good flyer.
like Warren was just like spreading, like going full skydiver, like limiting his velocity, cool as a cucumber.
Insane.
Like I saved them. I'm fine.
He's probably thinking this is the coolest thing I've ever done. If this is how I have to go out,
This
so be
is
it.
going on the tombstone.
Exactly. Died while skydiving to kill a harpy.
Died after killing a harpy mid-flight.
Exactly. And then a big belly flop into a very dry pool. So the other harpies are still there. One is like tracking the trajectory that Raxus would be in his invisibleness.
Which
And
got
then-
handed is kind of impressive.
Yeah.
Like,
And then
I'll-
the
I'll hand
other
you that.
is coming after them. And Bracken is like, Can care to lend you care to lend me your sword? Bracken asked. I got her, Warren said, holding weapon ready. Watch Kendra.
At least they're agreed on that.
Yeah.
Kendra stays behind. So
Raxus is taking care of the other harpy. And the other one, the final one, swoops at Warren and he sidesteps, slashing, chops off a claw.
but he still gets scratched
But
by the other one.
yeah, he still gets scratched really bad by that one.
Oh, this is cool. Howling furiously, the maimed harpy hopped twice on her remaining leg. Oh, interesting. So I guess it's their wings and then they just have two legs / claws. Then leapt back into the air, flapping her wings and coming towards Bracken and Kendra. Bracken tossed a rock at her, which exploded with a blinding flash. The harpy closed her eyes but kept coming, her remaining claw outstretched. Bracken drew his little knife. But just before the harpy reached them, she dropped hard to the dirt as if an unseen piano had landed on her.
There's Raxus.
He became visible again, standing on top of her, stamping and raking with razor claws. Feathers fluffed into the air.
Kendra averted her eyes. Oh. And then Warren staggers over them, hand clutching his shoulder, a sheen of sweat glistening on his haggard face, rather be mauled by a pack of rabid dogs.
Raxus is a little preoccupied being a dragon.
Yeah.
But Bracken comes over and tries to help with the poison.
Yeah, Warren says, I can feel the poison spreading. And Bracken works a little bit of his magic. And he says, I burnt away most of the poison, Bracken said, swaying. He shook his head as if to clear it. Once upon a time, that would have been simple.
Raxus came gliding back to them. No more harpies.
He's also like, they taste terrible.
I love how proud he is, though, of being helpful. This child needs so much more affirmation.
Raxus is happy to be needed.
And we love needing him. Kendra remembers that Raxus is capable of healing. Like the last time he tried it actually on Warren after the whole flying rabid deer attack. It didn't really work. That's where the whiskers comment came from. But Kendra tries to encourage him to try again.
He's like, well, I think Bracken's more of the expert. And Bracken's like, I've done all that I can. Without my horns, I can't do even a fraction of what I used to. There are trace amounts of toxins that remain. And he says, I can't close the wounds, but Raxus, you can try. And so Raxus is like, well, Kendra, can you give me an energy boost? I will do my best. So she does. And
She gave him another energy boost during flight,
Earlier,
right?
yeah.
That's part of the reason they were able to avoid the rock and then the harpies, because we carried around our own magical battery.
Yes. And so Raxtus exhales a glittering, multi-hued spray onto Warren, and it says, the wounds closed, leaving 3 angry welts. So it actually worked this time. But
I like that Kendra isn't just a battery. She does help steady them.
yeah.
So that's a nice little thing.
But there's still venom in his body. And they say that he has about 12 hours to live unless they get him to a healer.
I love how frank they are about it. Like, Bracken says, you still have trace amount of harpy venom in your system. And Warren just immediately goes, how long do I have? Like, he just knows. He knows
what that means.
He was ready to go down for this mission.
He's been down to die, like, 3 times already in this chapter.
Fair. True.
So the fact that he's alive is pretty amazing.
Yeah.
And Kendra's like, wait, what? Excuse me?
She is still new to all of this.
But if Bracken hadn't done what he did, Warren would have been dead within minutes. So they've bought him enough time. And Warren says that he knows of like a healer in
Istanbul. We're off to Istanbul, Constantinople, in a long time gone.
Yes, exactly.
I think we're done.
Every time we say Istanbul, we start singing that song.
I think we're done at this point.
Yeah, we can stop. It is fun though.
It is. Istanbul. So Raxtus, our trooper, our king, gets back in the air, snatches him up, and off they go. Minutes later, still gaining altitude, they passed over the border of Living Mirage with no sign of pursuit. Thank heavens for that.
Woohoo! They made it out clean.
I don't know if I would call Warren clean,
I mean, like, not being followed.
Yeah. So, at the very least, we have that assurance from this,
the Sphinx.
Assurance that the Sphinx is at least partially telling the truth.
Yeah.
Yeah, so I do like the fact that they took the moment to have Bracken be vouched for, because I mean, if you think about it from Kendra's point of view, the Sphinx arranged for Warren to come and rescue her and Bracken.
Yeah.
Bracken is the one who vouched for Warren's legitimacy, like, if not being a sting bulb. So really
true. If Bracken had been a traitor, it would have been really easy to fool Kendra, is what you're saying.
Yeah. Like, she wouldn't have had any choice but to really trust and take him along, and they would have just had a plant.
Yeah. So it's really good that we know from the Fairy Queen that Bracken is not evil.
So yeah, I like that they took that moment, just with how much betrayal Kendra has faced. She gets to have now 2 allies 3 actually, including Raxtus,
yes,
that she knows she can trust.
It's got to be so refreshing.
Yeah.
So yeah, it's the end of the chapters.
So yeah, we got Seth on his way to catch a leprechaun. He's eat some Lucky Charms while he's at it. And Kendra is off to Istanbul and then off to Finland. And I'm just thinking, I'll have to do a refresher and maybe do a quick timeline for the next episode, but Raxtus is no slouch when it comes to speed. Like, if you think he has to get all the way from Eastern Turkey to Istanbul in less than 12 hours, and then from
Let's
Istanbul
see how long an airline
to
flight
Finland.
is.
He has to get to Finland, all the way on the opposite side of Europe.
Google flights. Istanbul to Finland. Well, in an airplane, a non-stop flight is only 3 hours and 40 minutes from Istanbul to Helsinki.
Really? Huh.
But that's like 300
I guess it's about the same
miles,
from
400 miles an hour?
I think that's the same from like Phoenix, Arizona to Florida. So I guess it's about the same as the continental United States. Maybe a little bit.
Depending.
No, I know
you could get to like
Sacramento to Houston is 4 hours too.
Yeah, you could get like halfway across the U.S.
Oh yeah, it's halfway.
But I mean,
right.
Europe is a lot smaller than the U.S. So, hey, any listeners in Finland, per chance? I'm actually curious.
Shout out to you guys. We're gonna have some stuff with you
Coming
guys
to your
next
neck of the
chapter.
woods.
Yeah. I'm not finding.
I would love to go to
I'm looking at
Finland.
the first few
Beautiful.
pages of the next chapter, and I'm not seeing anything about how long it took them to get from Istanbul to Constantinople, but a long time.
I think it
gone.
takes
Um,
most of a day, probably.
yeah, probably.
I don't know how fast Raxus could really fly, but
Either way, he moves.
I would say like a day.
Yeah, especially probably after he drops off Warren. That was a good one though. We started with message in a bottle, talking to Patton, good sad Seth.
We got some good advice from Patton, some banger lines.
I swear, if that's not made into a trailer one day.
Dude, that was crazy. Yeah.
It was so, like, I've thought about that every once in a while, like, since we, because we recorded this in 2 sessions, I've thought about it, like, over the past week, and I've just been like, dang, that would be, I'm just, like, picturing it in my head, like, what it could be, what it could look like, and I'm just like, please, let it be amazing. You have,
really good.
you have the format,
Just crazy.
just let it be amazing.
Okay, but it has to be, like, awesome throughout for them to be able to build up to book 5. That's the thing.
Mm-hmm.
They have to live up to it in
Yes.
the rest of the adaptations.
Yes. And so here's
Speaking of, we
hoping.
still haven't heard of anything
Yeah.
for the supposedly upcoming movie. I don't want to like doubt anyone, but like I wish they would give us more updates because this is
Yeah.
we're in a drought. I need sustenance.
Agreed. Thank you so much for tuning in to this episode of our Knights of the Dawn podcast. Hope you guys enjoyed this analysis of Book 5, Keys to the Demon Prison, of those 4 chapters that we did. If you have any questions or comments, or you want to let us know what you think of the show, feel free to email us at knightsofthedawnpodcast@gmail.com, or leave a comment, like, subscribe on any of the platforms that you are using to listen to us. But until next time, I'm Jessica.
I'm Megan.
Drink the milk.
See ya.